All right. So CPI data coming out here shortly. We do have quite a big day. I think today's going to be a good day, actually. A lot of people are looking at the data today. Going to be hold on, guys, 1 second before I dive in. Let me just see here if I've got the right stream going, guys. Hang on 1 second. Just making sure the YouTube is working. I think we're good to go. All right, I think we're good to go. And yeah, big news coming, guys. Got 46 seconds here for the news to drop. And be looking at the crazy horse. Be looking in there because I'm most likely going to be closing the trade. All right, 27 seconds. And we'll see if we can't get one other thing up here. Let's see if we can get like some commentary going. Ooh, big spike down and up. Ooh, all right, let's see what happens here. Forex Factory. The news is dropping literally right now. 9 seconds to go. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, well, that's down. Jeez Louise. Okay, a nice spike down, and still waiting on news, though, man. I have no idea what's going on. Looks like we took out some lows. Look at daily lows. All right, CPI, month over month. Come on. Give it to us. Initial reaction was down. Wow, this ad on YouTube is the longest ad I've ever seen in my life. That's ridiculous. All right. Well, if anyone else has the data. Okay, we got 0.3 core CPI, so it looks like it comes in a little bit hotter. Looking for that CPI month over month. Okay, 0.2, that comes in as expected. Say 2.5. Okay, so 2.9 becomes 2.5. That was expected. I mean, I don't know if I can really justify doing anything here. Be like on the trade. I'm kind of listening to Doomberg over here. I mean, this isn't that bad of news, actually. Yeah, so all right. That was kind of nominal, to be honest with you guys. Like I was expecting a little bit more of a move, but yeah, we just dropped down, took out some lower liquidity levels. I think that could be a manipulation move. Maybe we recover. This is not bad news. If anything, this is just regular news. Meet expectations. You have to dive into the report to really see what's going on. So, you know, if you're trying to trade fundamentals, good for you. I don't really do that. You guys know I don't really trade fundamentals in that way, but I was hoping for a spike up. You know what I mean? Just to give me that quick win with Crazy Horse and just be able to close out a nice win, maybe a 4 or 5% gain. But yeah, doesn't look like that's gonna happen right now. So all good. I think yeah, right now it's just, let's see here. Turn up. I know Meet Kevin is sort of my go-to for going through these reports and everything pretty quickly. He's like, if Meet Kevin leaves the internet, I don't know what a lot of people are gonna do as far as getting their news. He's like my go-to, man. He pulls out the news reports. He reads all the data reports, lets you know what the ins and outs are, and it's like kind of nice. You know what I mean? Because like Bloomberg or whatever, they just read a couple of headlines. You know, then you get sort of like the 30,000 foot overview. So it's kind of cool to have someone read all the fundamentals to me. You know, it's like I have a private tutor. You guys doing all right? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so we're going to go over the charts in a second. I just kind of got on early because obviously the news, and I wanted to see if there were people that wanted to hop on, early. We got what, 6 people in butter. That's cool. Right on. You guys are early birds. You get the worm, man. Early birds get the worm. But yeah, so I'm just hovering over here on YouTube. Hang on one second. Let me just see. I got to make sure that everything is smooth and then I'm at least recording this right now. Okay. Hold on. Looks like I am. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on, right on. You guys doing all right? What's up, Kev? What's up, Mitch? Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Renee. You guys got your coffee? You ready to do this or what? All right. Let me make sure I'm on the right. Let's see here. That's not the right screen. I feel like every time I go live, um, I always have like this mishap where I'm like, where's the music? And like I can't find the music. I'm so stupid when it comes to OBS, man. I'm horrible at that. Good thing I'm good at trading. I'd be a horrible live entertainer, streamer, like Mr. Beast style. Like I don't even know. I like Mr. Beast actually. I saw his latest video. That was pretty cool. He was trapped in a cave. That was pretty cool. His videos are like 30 minutes long now. What up, Mitch? Mitch, it's like bright out where you're at. Where are you, bro? You guys watched the debate last night? If you did, you were entertained. Let me know. Who'd you think took the cake, man? You think Trump won or you think Kamala won? Who do you think? Always curious to see what people think. What do you guys think? Oh, you're in Arkansas, Mitch? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna hit the charts in just a second. We're letting this news kind of play out. Um, I'm in my bus. Really? Oh yeah, I kind of see the roof. Right on. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, sick, dude. That's pretty cool. Right on. Rad. Um, yeah, so I got the private stream going, got the YouTube stream going. We're kind of doing a little bit of everything today. Who'd you guys think won last night? Nobody wants to talk. The chat is quiet, man. Everyone's like, oh boy, I don't want to express my views. I don't want to be out there. I don't want to get canceled, man. It's all good. Don't worry. I'm not going to judge you. Do you guys think if you thought Kamala won, type 2. Okay, all right. You guys are just flat out saying it. All right, good, good, good. Harris is going to win. Really? All right. I'm not in the U.S. Morning, all. Morning, Michelle. I know we got people joining. I'm also doing a little live stream on YouTube before we kind of dive in. I'm gonna let people join and all that. Not American, didn't watch. Fine, Renee. Be like that, dude. Fine. I already got political. I'm already there. I've already dove in. Oh well. Who do you guys think won last night in the debate? Trump has debated more times than any president in history, and the number is 7. So he's gotten 7 presidential debates under his belt, and he's now the most debated president ever in history. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. You're Italian, but you didn't watch it? Okay. Well, that's okay. So yeah, a little bit of recovery happening. Looks like Hey, I'm going to turn this up so I can hear. That news kind of came out somewhat nominal, honestly. I mean, you can see kind of we got the higher time frame chart over here on the right. I'll put the 4-hour up. So we really can dive into liquidity levels here in a minute. Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll kind of, we're a little bit early, but I wanted to hop on, give everyone a chance to get in here a little bit early. And what do we got? Like, we don't even have 10 people in the private chat. That's all good. But I did want to kind of just dive in, just get our liquidity zones marked, just kind of do a top-down analysis, get you guys set up like the fastest way that you can get set up based on liquidity zones, based on your sessions, and really the things that you need to be looking for. And the easiest way to take a trade and win, in my opinion, is waiting for liquidity to be grabbed. And then it's like people go, well, what happens after that? Well, there's a lot of entry models, and some people just, they flat out go in on an order block. Here's an order block. So anywhere in that zone on a 4-hour, you're swing trading in that point. But maybe you hunker down to a 5-minute time frame, find a tiny order block down here and get a ninja entry on a swing order block, right? So some people do that. I don't do that. I like to wait for what I call the one strat for life setup. It's on my YouTube channel. I talk about it. I teach it. And for anybody that doesn't know it, that might be watching, it's very simple. We wait for 5 things to happen. And once we're in the market, that is sort of half the battle, right? Because the other half is, did you set it up correctly? Are you correctly, is your position size correct? Are you over leveraging? The reason why people lose, number one reason, is because they're over leveraged and they get scared and their stop loss gets hit. It's the only reason why anybody loses, if their stop loss gets hit, right? So why is your stop loss getting hit? I talked about it yesterday on the channel. I threw up a video, and I basically just said, hey, man, have a bigger stop. It's that simple, right? But I know that it's easy to say, not so easy to do. But the reason why I mention that is because so many people get into trading and then their stop is just too close. So their overall idea ends up working out, right? But your stop just keeps getting hit. It's like paper cut, paper cut, paper cut. And before you know it, you're down 20, 30%. And when you're down 30, 40% in your account, you really have to make up 55, 60% just to get back to a little bit of profit, right? So that's very hard to do. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So, all right, let's look at the top down. Let's go to the weekly first and just kind of go from the top down. I'm going to clear out the entire chart. All right, so we'd start with the blank chart. All right, so pretty simple. Nothing's really changed. If you're in the private chat, you already know we're in this uptrend and price has faded back. We got a 3-candle pullback, so this is officially a pullback. But on the weekly, you can see that we're not really trending anywhere. We're just in a range. And how do we know that? So the overall trend is still, if you had to label it, right, it would be up. So let's follow the trend. Let's mark it out. Let's follow all the swing points, okay? You got your higher low, you got your higher high, you got a 3-candle pullback. There's your higher low. You got a lower high, but it's internal structure. So what does this mean? This means that on a weekly, your high and your low become your range. Okay, so there's your range. Now, what I think is strange about this weekly candle that we're on, it has very little bottom wick. And so you look at all these wicks over here and you can see, and I talk about how wicks are very important to kind of tell you sort of what maybe could happen. And you can just see we just have very little bottom wick. But we do have a bottom wick. If we didn't have any bottom wick, that would be super suspect for me. But in this case, we do have a tiny, tiny bottom wick. So so what are we doing? Well, do we have a 3-candle pullback here? Technically, no. So we do have to wait until this week is over. We technically could pull up. And I mean, technically, we could pull up. Today's Wednesday. I don't think it's happening, but you never know. 1,300 points. Maybe we go 5-5, 6-6. Who knows? We got Thursday, Friday still. Tomorrow's big news. Tomorrow's going to be bigger news than today just because of the fact that the labor report is going to matter more than CPI. And so the Fed has shifted their focus to are we losing jobs? Not is inflation under control. Inflation is under control. And I think we can all agree that from what the data shows, inflation's under control, right? So now the Fed is looking at jobs. So tomorrow's going to be huge. So could we pump up? Yes, but right now we're in a consolidation range. And the way that we define that is because we had a swing failure. So our swing failure here right? This is where price failed to make a higher high, but it did not make a lower low. So it has stopped, right? So now this candle is not closed. So if this candle comes down, which it very well could, and closes underneath this range, right? If this candle comes down here, it closes underneath this range, then we're just it was never a pullback, right? It was never. I'm looking for that three candle pullback, right? And if I'm just kind of making this color so we can see this is a bear, but like if this is a downward candle and it closes below the range, then you have a three candle pullback and it closes below the range. Well, now you really just have a higher low, a lower high, excuse me, and then you have a break of structure. And if it breaks this structure, guess what happens? Well, it's internal structure, right? Because why? Because that's your high. What created the high? So the question to always ask yourself, if you're trying to get good at reading market structure, here's what you want to do. You identify the high or the low, depending on the direction. So here's your high. You always ask yourself, what created that? What created this high? And you'll go left and you'll find the swing point to the left, and that created it. That created the high, right? So in that case, that is your range. Okay, and I do go from the candle bodies, not necessarily the wicks. Some people do go from the wicks. I go from the candle bodies. So when it comes to break of structure, I want to see a candle body close below those candles. Okay, so that's your range. So anything internal inside of this range, your high and your low, is internal market structure. And so can you trade internal market structure? Absolutely, but you just need to understand, like right now we're on a weekly time frame. I'm about to narrow this down to where we can look for scalp plays, literally on a 1 to 3 to 5 minute play. And we're highly accurate. And I do this every single day. And those of you that are in my live group, you already know, got 9 people in now. I'm sure more people will join. I know we usually start at 8. I'm starting a little early this morning because of news. So internal structure tells us basically where price might be headed within the range. Are we more likely to head down or up? Well, until we break this low, we really don't know, right? So on a weekly, if we break this low, we close underneath, like I was saying, if we do this, then it's more likely, it becomes highly likely that we test the bottom of this weekly range, okay? And so your target for liquidity, obviously, you look at this and you say, well, where's liquidity? Well, where are the places? Just look at the chart, all right? And where are the places, the swing points, where people are pretty much taught to put their stops, right? And so that's where liquidity is at. So we know this is an obvious one. Is this not obvious? That's super obvious, man. If you can't see that, you got a problem. This is obvious, right? That's super obvious, man. Like this is where people are putting their stops. It's very obvious. Now, internal market structure tells us, yes, stops are here. But if you had to determine where stops would be more likely placed, it's going to be your most obvious swing points. So when we talk about liquidity first comes in areas that traders place their stops, okay? So we know what I like to do is I take these lines that I made, I just make a little dot, little circle. This is a weekly time frame, so I'm going super broad and I'm going to narrow it down, okay? And then you look at just this internal swing point. This is obviously an area where traders will put their stops, but I need some definition here. So what I like to do is go previous weekly high and previous weekly low, and those have not been grabbed. You can see we're within that range, right? And so for me, those are really what matter, right? That's kind of like what matters. And the reason why I kind of go that broad and I narrow it down is because if you're going to scalp, then you need to kind of mark liquidity areas where you could actually probably tap, quick, like today. And so we're probably not going to dip. What is this, 600 points? Yeah, 470 points. We're probably not going to dip right now. So I'm not really concerned here, but I'm going to mark that out. And then up here, we're probably not going to reach that today. But so that's the week. Let's go down to the daily. What I like to do is simply mark my previous daily high, my previous daily low. Okay, kind of a rough. And then I'm going to mark this one over here too, because it is close to yesterday's high. I mean, yesterday's high is close to price. So if we grab that, I want the next one in there just so I'm not rushing to find liquidity targets. And then I do want to mark today's low as well. Okay, so we'll mark out today's low. And I have labels for all of these. I'm just kind of going fast here, but if you want to label everything, so low of day is what I have for today's low. Previous daily high, so PDH. So, I mean, if you want to go in there and label everything, it's cool. So after that, go down to the 4 hour. And I really primarily look at the 4 hour. I like to look at the wicks. I'm going to turn off the Asia session range. I'll get there in a second. But what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for areas that are interesting to me before I start to look at inefficiencies and fair value gaps and really trying to determine what kind of move I want to make. And ultimately, the first thing I want to look at on the 4 hour is our trend. So trend is always the first thing I'm going to look at. By the way, let's go to the daily real quick and just not forget where we're at on the daily. So technically speaking, we broke structure up here. So let's follow it again. I'll help you guys with structure. So you got your high right up here. I'll just put these little dots. And market swings down. And then we do have a 3 candle pullback right here. Okay, so I consider that a swing point, even though it's really sloppy. But on a 4 hour, you can see it a lot clearer. Like if I zoom out, you see that swing point? It's just a lot clearer. So sometimes you got to switch up the time frame just to see is that a really good solid swing point. But you have 3 candle pullback that defines a swing. You don't have it here. See how you don't have 3 candles going up? This is going to help you identify swings. All right, so use it. 3 candle pullback there. Then you have the low down here. You have the market breaking structure, and it's not just a BOS. It is a change of character. Now, what defines that change of character? All right, well, I'm going to show you. So essentially, the low of market down here, right? You got your swing point up here. This is what created that low. That's always a question you want to ask is what created that low. So you have your swing that created the low. So we're going to look at that swing, go from the candle body, and we're going to move it over. Move this line over, and we're going to identify that as a change of character. Okay. So if we're in between a range, okay, then it's going to be a break of structure. If that is the range, if you're actually breaking the range, that's the change of character. So it's the easiest way to look at. We'll identify some more here. So the market makes a higher high, right, up here, pulls back, and really doesn't give us anything. Even right now, we're still looking, is today going to be a 3 candle pullback? I don't know. If this does not go green or black on my chart, right, then we have to consider this. We're not considering this a swing. So that's how that works, okay? So right now, what is our daily range? Okay, well, we have the high of the market up here. I'm going to mark that out, right, with this blue line so we can identify range. What created that high? That's the question you always want to ask, okay? What created it? And you're always going to look left, all right? And you got this low. So guess what? Anything that happens between these blue lines, that's internal market structure. Look, I'm on a daily. We're going to zoom all the way down, right? But this is good for you to understand. So anything that happens in there is internal market structure. You don't really need to worry about that. Until market breaks the low or the high, it doesn't really matter. So now we're going down. After this, what trend are we in? Well, we changed to an uptrend, right? But we're in a pullback. So technically speaking, we are in an uptrend. Market is still in an uptrend. So that's kind of a mind F because I know a lot of fears in the market. Doesn't mean that we just go up, but that's what it is on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour because the 4 hour says something a little different. The 4 hour gives us a lower high, lower low, a lower high. And we don't really have a 3 candle pullback here, so I'm not even going to mark that. I mean, we almost did, but we don't have a 3 candle pullback here. And here was a green candle. I think some people would mark this as a level. For me, I'd rather not mark it on the 4 hour and go down to a lower time frame, like a 1 hour, and just use that. So let me just mark the range. There's your ranges, right? There's your 4 hour blue lines for the range. Let me go down to the 1 hour, and then we're going to see something a little different. So check this out. Where's your ultimate low, right? Where's your ultimate low? It's over here, right? Where I have this marked right here. What created the low? And this is where it gets traders, man. I'm telling you, I've worked with a lot of people, and this is where it gets them. But look, this is the place where it defined this low, right? That's what created that low right up here, the swing point. Have we broken that range? No. So all of this is within basically Friday's candle. And you can see it on a daily, right? See the daily candle? This daily candle? We're basically creating inside bars inside this candle. Like it's not inside the body, so it wouldn't be an inside bar, but it's inside that range of that daily candle, right? So on even on the 1 hour, we're looking like, because a lot of people are like, oh, we're trending up. Yes, but it's internal structure, right? The higher time frame is market structure is down. Look at the 4 hour. Higher time frame is down. So we have our lower high, lower low, and this could be a swing failure, which and we know we're inside of a range. Higher time frame daily is up, but it's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like we pulled back. Let's go to that daily one more time. Take a look, just so we get a good feel, right? If I were to fib this from wick to wick, if I were to fib this, right? We pulled back to the 0.618 and we bounced literally almost to the tick. Almost to the tick, okay? And every single news piece that I'm reading about, like everybody in the market is like, oh, we're going to crash. Oh, this and that. So it's like whenever you hear everyone saying we're going down, where are we usually headed? When Jim Cramer says NVIDIA hasn't bottomed yet, what should you do? You should what? You should buy NVIDIA, right? Anyways, so I just think it's funny. But anyway, so this really has shown like support. This has shown that the NASDAQ in any case is respecting the fib levels, and it's in an uptrend on a daily. So this 1 hour sort of trending up inside this market structure allows us to at least get a little bit of a grip on like what we should be looking for. And so what is it that we should be looking for? Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the Asia session range now, and we're going to look and see our sessions, okay? You can see Asia in blue, London in this teal, and New York session in the pink. And what we are looking for, what I am looking for right now, is I'm looking for this previous day high to get grabbed, okay? This is daily, so this is yesterday's high right here, this wick. And so I'm going to move this target over to the right. I'm looking for that to get grabbed. So it's right there. Market moved down off of news. So let me, I'll get there. This may be I don't know if this is a data wick. I think we filled the data wick, but we have Asia lows. So this is also low of day. I am going to mark this Asia sell side liquidity, right? Just for everyone. So this is Asia's low. And there's always liquidity at these levels. These are your session levels. And so it's very important for you to understand that when price gets there, it's not that it has to reverse, right? Liquidity can be used as gas to continue, or it can be used as a reversal. But what you want to do when price gets there is look for a particular setup. For me, I like reversals. So I look for liquidity grab. I look for a break of structure. I look for a fair value gap, which is displacement. And within there, I was called the one strategy for life because there is a breaker block that changes market direction. And I use that as, okay, this is an entry model and it's freaking fantastic. We crush it. All right, finally got 10 people in the VIP room. No one's waking up early. All right, we got 3 minutes. So I know a bunch of people are going to join now, but that's okay. We kind of started our going through the charts a little bit early. So we're marking these highs. We have previous daily high right up here. This is our previous daily high, right? And this is our range. So if the 1 hour candle closes a body, above this blue line that I have like this, then that's showing that we could be potentially moving up further, like breaking out of this range. Now, one thing I'm noticing here on the 1 hour, anytime you have a trend like this, and a lot of people use trend lines, I have no problem with trend lines, but I don't trade off of trend lines. But you can clearly kind of see that price is in a channel. No, it makes perfect sense to me, and it looks like a channel to me. And the fact that the higher time frame, like daily, is up is kind of weirding me out, because I feel like these channels, a lot of times what will happen is you get to the top, and eventually what will happen is price will break. And what these areas of liquidity that I have marked, these areas of liquidity are super sexy for price, and it allows institutions to get in and mask their orders in these areas, because you have to understand this is where liquidity is being built up. All the longs, the longs right now, this is where they're putting their stops here, right? And so you already know you have liquidity building up in these areas on higher time frames, because on a higher time frame, you might not even see that swing level. See how the 4 hour kind of, now you only have two. You have this one, right? And the one below. So you really only have two, right? So on if you're a 4 hour, time frame trader, that's where you're putting your stop. And if I go up to the daily, now where are you putting your stop? Where's it building up? Down here. So where's the big, what's the time frame that most people trade? You think most people scalp? No, most people do not scalp. Do you think institutions scalp? Institutions do not typically just scalp. And the reason, like large orders, when you get in the market, you're not trying to get out real soon. You're trying to ride the wave. That's just not how it works. So in this case, we break above this range. We have 1 hour to go. So this is going to be a really telling 4 hour candle, because if we break above this consolidation, like look at this 4 hour real quick. Okay. Just take a look. Try to see, like I'm seeing this, right? I'm seeing this. This is very clear to me. Like that pattern is very, very clear to me. Now, what do we have over to the left? We have a shelf. If you're not familiar with shelves, these are areas of, in this case, resistance. And if price already tapped into it, it even here, this long wick on Friday tapped into this shelf, and instead of just retesting here, it actually broke into it and grabbed the liquidity there. So the real liquidity here is probably higher, right? And you can clearly see that this over here is a swing point. So it might even be higher than that. So as a patient trader, we're waiting for our liquidity to be grabbed. We're waiting for, at that point, once our liquidity zones and targets are grabbed, and it's really easy when we're scalping, let's say on a 1 hour time frame, we see this liquidity target grabbed. What we're doing at that point is, this is why I have two charts. We're going over here to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, we're going over here to the 3 minute time frame, maybe the 5 minute time frame. It depends. It just depends, right? In this case, I want to see liquidity grab. So see how it just tapped previous daily high. So we just tapped that previous daily high. Okay, officially in profit on our crazy horse strategy. So congrats. Finally, we are going to, I'm going to post right now. I'm going to close 0.06 sizing. Okay, posting that right now. So we're going to close out 0.06 sizing. That's the last trade. That's going to even us out really nicely. Comments have been disabled. Wow. Okay, I got to turn that on. Let me post that. What's going on here? Turn on comments. Okay. Close 0.06 sizing. All right, post that in there. Okay. So basically the last trade that was open, we're going to close that out. Team, congrats. Another W. What's new, eh? I'm not trying to get cocky. I'm just messing around, but like I've been on a roll, and I'm super proud of what we're doing in here daily. If you're in on, I haven't even checked on YouTube. Nobody really. I'm such a new YouTube dude. I mean, nobody really follows me yet, but it's funny because we have 1,000 members in my in my group. We have over 1,000 members. Got 18 people now. Nice. All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Got 5 people on YouTube. All right, I'm checking it. What's up, YouTube? Nobody really comments. I don't know. They're scared. No, I got 3. They were like, all right, I'm out of here. I don't care. I'm not even going to look at YouTube. Yeah, so basically we're going to wait for our liquidity targets to get grabbed, and then we'll look for a move. So this is obviously manipulation down, okay? And then the move up, just like I said when I first got on. So if you've been on with me since news dropped, that's exactly what I said. It looks like manipulation. And, I'm not going to take a trade based on that, but this is looking pretty sweet to go to that Friday high. And, we got a clear channel. So a lot of times this channel will get broken to the downside. But we have to wait. We have right now 56 minutes to go on this 1 hour with barely a bottom wick. So we're probably going to come down and test that shelf. That's what I'd be looking for here. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what this 30-minute. Probably going to have to wait for this 30-minute to close. Once you wait for the 30-minute to close, we might even tap previous day high. So right here. If that happens, we could be looking for a retracement down to what now, I'm going to delete this, what I would consider the shelf here. Okay. And that would be your break and retest model for continuation. Now, what else do we have? We already filled this imbalance, this fair value gap. We don't really have anything there. Let's go down to a 15. Yeah, it looks like previous day high is going to get tapped, which is hilarious because we'll be in profit on both trades. That's beautiful. Yeah, I think wow, this is great. Yeah, I think the big takeaway is that the news, I don't think it really matters, to be honest. I think tomorrow's going to be the big day. I think tomorrow's going to be the big news day, to be honest with you guys. What up, Rob? What up, Joseph? David, Lewis, Ray, what's up, guys? What up, what up? Dale, Frank, Freddie, what's up? Denise, I thought you were out of here. What happened? You couldn't resist, girl. I thought you were gone for like a week or two. Oh, do I have the mute? I do have it where you can't unmute. Hold on. Go ahead. You're good now. You were trying to talk.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So 3 weeks from tomorrow will be. So I have to fend myself.
Well, good to see you. Good to see you. All right. Cool. I don't know. I'm still listening to Meet Kevin, but I haven't listened to one thing he said, so I really don't care. I was gonna like go into the economic report and see what happened and all that. It's not even worth it. So look, we have the liquidity targets marked. We're gonna wait for these to get tapped. At that point, we'll wait for our signal, our setup, and then we'll go ahead and see what it looks like. Because look, it's not about like just getting in right when we see the setup. Honestly, you guys know, man. Sometimes I see the setup, I'm like, this is ugly. It just depends on how price looks and how it plays out. 15-minute, we're in an uptrend, breaking we already broke. So let's look at structure, right? 1 hour. This candle, let me zoom in. Yeah, I did. Okay, so this candle, another BOS here. So you just have a break of structure. This isn't a change of character. This is just a continuation break because we never broke the low, right? So just continuation, nice uptrend continuation, very little bottom wick. So I think we could potentially go and possibly fill. Let me go down to a really low time frame and see if that's a data wick. So that's a 5-minute. Let me go to the 1 minute. Yeah, see, this data wick already got grabbed. So that 1 minute from both sides actually. So typically when you see news, you'll mark out the low and the high of that candle and consider that a data wick. That has a very, very high probability of getting filled. In this case, data wick was filled from the bottom, and then we just filled it from the top as well. A little bit of manipulation there before a nice solid recovery. And this is showing that the market wants to go higher, at least pre-market, right? We'll wait and see what happens when the market opens. So yeah, on the 5-minute break of structure, it's really tough because on the 5-minute market dips, you really have your 3-candle pullback here. All right. So if you were, I don't know. I mean, you can't go off the news. That's why, man, you got to let like 30 minutes go by. You can't really trade off the news like that. So market dips, grabs some liquidity, breaks a little bit of structure, but it doesn't really matter because we're right back in it. So use a higher time frame in my opinion. 15-minute. Yeah, you You had a break over here. Actually, you did. So this is a 15-minute. So 15-minute right here. This is where change of character happens on the 15. You get your downtrend, right? You get your low. Then you get your swing point. And you don't really have a break until here. This is where I would consider that broken. And this candle never really did it if you're going from the highs. What happened is that this candle that just closed after that recovery, after the dip, we recovered, that actually, this is your change of character. So just, it's interesting to see because now you know that your change of character on the 15, you're bullish, right? On your 5, you're bullish. On the 30, let's see, the 30-minute candle, you're bullish, and on the 1 hour. So you're really, all your lower time frames are saying we want to go up. You do have a nice wick here that is showing nice buying pressure. So someone tried to dump, yeah, and just didn't work out for them. So we'll see. So yeah, that previous daily high is a nice target. And for the daily highs, I like to mark the actual wick. So I'm going to get rid of the line for structure and just take the wick. That's pretty much it, man. Yeah, just kind of looking here. I predict, I'm predicting that we're going to grab the liquidity above us. And if we're going to go down, I think that'll be enough up here. This will be enough gas for us to possibly swing down. And if it's like, if it grabs here, to me, it makes a lot of sense to go higher. A lot of sense. Because this is where your major liquidity is at. Yes, this Friday high definitely probably has liquidity there, maybe on a lower time frame, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think a lot of, I think up here higher is where your major liquidity is at, up here. And you can see it when I turn on the Asia session range. You see that previous daily high, and this is like a safer area for a long term, a higher time frame trader. This is where you're going to put your stops. Nice and protective. As we go up, I feel like another thing to just keep in mind is like this line here, to me, it represents liquidity. I know it's a trend line, but it also represents liquidity. So it's like, just keep in mind that these liquidity levels are being built up as you're going up, especially this one, the most obvious, right? It's the most obvious liquidity level. Those are getting built up. So anyways, what's up, guys? Oh, yes. Your unpaid data subscription for TradeStation. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you want to make sure that you pay for the data. So we're just kind of getting going. News dropped. Let the news kind of shake out a little bit. If you're in the VIP group, I already posted the update. Took some profit, so make sure, because I only see there's like, let me refresh. I only saw one like. Let me just make sure. Because usually, and I know it's been, okay, we got 4 likes now. All right. Just want to make sure you guys check Crazy Horse. We did close out 0.06 sizing. So just want to make sure everyone is on that. And Troy is hunting for elk. Yeah, man. He's hunting for elk. That sounds like fun, right? I told him, yeah, next year I'll go with him and we'll figure it out. I need like a year to train. I gotta have, there's like $3,000 worth of gear that I have to get anyways. So you can't just go out in the middle of nowhere in Colorado and think you're gonna survive, especially me. Like, I'm, we're not gonna get into that again. Oh man. All right, let's see if this is better down here. Do. Make me a little tinier. All right. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, I could have just gone with him, but all right. You gonna go next month? Nice. I could see you doing that, Frank. I don't know why. I don't know what you look like really, but I could see I could see you going. It's just your name. It just sounds like you could survive. Frank. Frank can definitely survive in the wilderness. Like most Franks can survive. I think that's just a fact. David's, I'm not sure, Dave. David, Joseph, yeah, I don't know about that. Um, yeah, Kevin's a city boy. Kevin, nah, we're gonna die day one, brother. Aggressive Mitch, like take away aggressive Mitch. Mitch can survive. I'm gonna throw that out there. I think Mitch can survive. I think Mitch can do it. If your name is Mitch, I think you could survive in the wilderness. I think you're good, bro. Is there a 5-star hotel nearby? David beat Goliath. That's true. But he can't survive in the wilderness. He needed to be fed. He needed that, workout system. He needed to be trained. He needed to have good sleep. David needed a lot to beat Goliath. Come on now. All right. Yeah, so pre-market, we're going to have 15 minutes here. We're just going to wait and see what price does. We did close this candle aggressive, Mitch. Aggressive, Mitch. Aggressively, we closed this candle nice above the range, so this would suggest that we are going to move higher. I don't have, on the 15-minute, I don't have anything worth looking at, but on the 5, I do. All right, looks like we might have a setup actually on the 5. Let's check it out. I'm going to turn off the session ranges. Put a 4-hour over here. Oh, no, we go back to the 1. Okay, yeah. So we got 44 minutes for the 1 hour. All right, so check this out, guys. We do have a setup brewing. Whoops. I just want to check SMT real quick, see if there's any SMT. Oh, yeah, there is. All right, so there's actually some pretty nice SMT on the chart right now. SMT is a cracking correlation between one of these 3 instruments. So you can see that the Dow has taken lows. Let me try to zoom out here just a little bit. Hold on. Oh yeah, wow. Go to a different time frame. What day is this? Wednesday? All right, I just noticed this, but yeah, the Dow took out Wednesday's low, the ES took out Wednesday's low, and the NASDAQ did not take out Wednesday's low. So that is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing more of a push in the NAS than we are seeing. We should see more of a push in the NASDAQ than we see on the ES or the Dow, because this SMT suggests that because the Nasdaq is the last one, like it didn't take out the lows, that should possibly continue a little bit higher. That's kind of how, it's just an odds multiplier. It's not like you go in right when you see it. Some people only trade SMT. I just don't see that as a big win rate. I don't see that as something that you can just rely on, right? But in this case, this is what I'm seeing. So now we have possible SMT. It hasn't closed yet, so we have to be patient. We have to wait. You can see this little kind of green teal box. So we do have some more time before 10 o'clock rolls around. And if the Dow has not grabbed highs, so you can see the Dow here, it has not grabbed the highs, you can see that the ES has already grabbed these highs right here. And you can see that the NASDAQ has grabbed highs as well from that sequential time period. So these are just sequential time periods. And so the idea is that if the Dow remains stagnant and the ES and the NASDAQ have already grabbed those highs, and this time period, this period of time closes, then you could potentially see a reversal. Now, what I like to do is I like to take that data and go back over to the chart and see, what kind of liquidity we've grabbed, right? Oh, guys, we're looking so good on this trade. This is looking great. Just go up, tap previous day high, give us the nice W. Let me see. What was that we closed out? Hold on. Ooh, already 30. All right, that's good. It's a couple of points right there. A couple percentage points. What sucks is we held this trade like multiple days. So the problem with it is you get these fees tacked on, right? So it's just a bummer. And I'm going to be wishing I held. I already know I'm going to be wishing I held that second trade up to the top, but whatever. It's all good. Winning is winning, baby. If you like winning, type W. Type W in chat if you like winning. All right, 26 peeps here. What's up, everyone? And we got YouTube going as well, so that's fun. Oh, yeah. Look at all the W's today. Everyone's got a W. Let's go. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, I like winning too. Let's go. Yeah, I just like to wait and see high time frame grabs. So like in this case, I definitely could see that, I kind of drew it out earlier. I'll put it up here. I kind of see the idea for potential run to the highs, right? Maybe that's manipulation. And then maybe we distribute down, which was the initial reaction off of the news. I could just see us going to the bottom of this no matter what over the next 24 hours. Maybe this plays out. We range up here. Who knows? We'll see. You can see NVIDIA recovering. Already broke this trend line, retested it perfectly. Here, I'll go back. I have not touched this since I put it up here. When did I put it up here, chat? Like 2 days ago? Something like that. All right, when was this? Tuesday. Hold on, pull this down. When? Friday. Oh, I think Monday I put this up here. So yeah, this was kind of the idea, right? We want to see, this is all that we got, right? We had our shelf. Here's our shelf. And I told you this was weird. We opened up with a gap up. What did price do? It dropped, filled the gap almost to the tick, right? Doesn't have to fill all of it, but it filled most of it. And then you see this run up into consolidation. That consolidation is still there. So this is going to be difficult for NVIDIA. This is not like we're just going to break right out. It takes news to do that. What did we have today? We had news. So where do you see pre-market? Above the range. So boom. So this is, quite frankly, like, I think this is potentially, we'll see, right? We'll see. After this 8 o'clock candle closes, right? This hour candle right here, because this is going to be a nice gap up. What needs to happen is a quick fill. So a quick little drop, a quick fill, and then a push. And then you're going to see a recovery because we do have gaps above. I mean, I mentioned this, multiple gaps above us. So these getting filled are quite possibly, quite probable for NVIDIA. We also have a shelf up here. So these little swing points are considered areas of now resistance. And we also have quite a bit of displacement. Take, for instance, this fair value gap here, quite a thick 1 hour fair value gap right there. So that's going to be resistance for NVIDIA, but that does not mean we can't break through because of news. So we'll see if the market gaps up, fills the gap, or if the market gaps up, opens high, and we want to see where this opens, right? I'm not going to be just looking at NVIDIA, but if it opens high, grab some liquidity. You can see liquidity ranges over here. If I go to the 30-minute, you can see these swing points. These are liquidity areas. This is built up liquidity. So if the market grabs and opens without a bottom wick, then you know it's most likely going to create a bottom wick. So you have to expect that. That's why time is more important than price. So just going to be looking at that. You can see the volatility index dropping. And this is also a sign that we're going up. So you see how the VIX over here is down to what a lot of people would just consider this a support level. I'm not opposed to that. That's fine. You know, that's fine. But if you break this support, look left. This is clean traffic. So you really have clean traffic to your next support zone, which is going to be, the way I look at price is liquidity pockets, and it has not retested this breakout. So you can clearly see that was a breakout. How do you clearly see that? Well, anything with volume, I teach this. Volume right here, that's a nice volume candle above a range. Clearly, this is where stops are placed. If you're shorting the market, this is where your liquidity is placed. Market used that liquidity as gas, and this is a clear breakout. Did it ever come back and retest that? No, it did not, right? So I could see very easily price ripping through right here. If it closes this 1 hour, I'm going to set an alert right here. I'm going to set an alert right here just because I want to see what happens there. So if we start dropping on the VIX, we're gonna shoot up even more. And the way that Nvidia is looking, the way that the overall market is looking, everything is pretty much green. Tesla up 4.25%, 4.5%, looking really nice. Told you guys this trend line. This is where that liquidity is being built up underneath. Once again, it's all about liquidity. That's the only thing that matters. The only reason why price moves, right? So I don't know what's going to happen here with Tesla, but I did say we're going to come up here, and we did tap the bottom of that fair value gap, just a tip, and then retraced. So I think we go back up for another test. We'll see. Let's see. What else? Bitcoin, a little bit of a leading indicator typically. So last 4 hours, it's been ranging all night. Nice little break above this range, though. Look at the breakout. I mean, not breakout, excuse me. Look at the market structure break right here. So you do have a change of character, man. And this is on a 4 hour. I didn't realize that. So there you go. So what should we expect, right? There's your fair value gap right underneath. This is where we're delivering from. So price delivering possibly from this gap. I'll put an alert below it. I'll put an alert right above this fair value gap here. So on the 4 hour, what you'd want to see for continuation is this fair value gap here. This is a 4 hour gap. I'll label that. You want to see price close above, nice and strong, creating an IFVG. So I'll change that label once it does, if it does. And in that case, you should expect a higher high. I'm already expecting a higher high. The deal is that if I were to go premium and discount on this, let's pull out the fib. Let's go to premium discount. There we go. We're in technically, and this is a swing. This is definitely a swing. You're in premium. So I'm not going to buy right here, at least on this time frame. I'd have to wait for a solid pullback into a discount. It's already the breaker block here. There's your fair value gap. Price retested right there. That would have been the entry per the one setup for life, one strat for life. You also had another model here. This is your change of character breaker block, which is even stronger. There's your fair value gap. Price dipped back down into it. There's another entry for this. If you were anyone trade Bitcoin, anyone get this trade, let me know. But this is that's your trade right here. Your first liquidity target here, liquidity targets up above. Ultimate liquidity is your outer range liquidity, which is our high up here. It's quite a ways. So you manage along the way. Once you're at a 0.5 to 1 risk to reward, you set your stop loss to break even, let it ride. Now, what I say in my videos is put your stop loss in a place that you can manage a trade, damn it. Stop putting them so damn tight. Stop putting your stop losses to where you're just getting wicked out and your overall idea wins and you're like, what just happened, man? Well, your stop loss is too tight. Euro in a downtrend, broke structure to the downside. This is kind of weird, right? Because Euro if we're going to go up today, I should see some positive momentum here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put on this 1 hour, I'm going to put this. This is your 1 hour fair value gap. If we can close above this, fair value gap and create a IFVG, I'd be really interested in. I mean, we already broke, this is kind of weird. We already broke structure, but you can clearly see it tried to make a higher high and just completely failed. So it's kind of indicating that we could be going lower, to be honest. But I'm interested in longs right now for the euro. Let's see, GBP, same thing. Look at the failure. Wow. Okay. Yeah, lots of consolidation. You have this whole range of sort of this consolidation on a 1 hour. We're just going to chill here on GBP. We're going to wait. I got an alert set right above it. I'd be interested if this starts making higher highs. I don't really see anything. I mean, if anything, man, unfortunately, I see a case to possibly take a short if it breaks the bottom of the range, but not interested in going in unless it shows me the one strat for life setup, baby. Gonna be waiting for that. All right, we got what, 1 minute to go. All right, 54 seconds for market opens. So we went down. That was the initial market reaction. Market pumped up, took out some liquidity above the range, changed character. So technically on that 1 hour, we're uptrend. Now what we want to see as market opens is the trend going to continue, or are we going to see price create inversions first and then a possible dip? So here is the 1 minute. Let me go to the 1 minute. Actually, it's not a 1 minute. All right. Yeah, this is going to be some volatility coming out the gate. So here we go, 20 seconds before market opens. Got the 1 minute on the left. We got the 1 hour on the right. Probably going to, let me see the 15. Yeah, this is going to close. So we have a fair value gap right here on a 15. I'm going to mark this out over here. I'll be watching the 15-minute fair value gap. If we inverse this heading down and close, then we're probably going to test the bottom or a deeper pullback. If we can inverse this, then we might have a deeper pullback. Okay, so there's your bottom of this 30-minute candle. Market is officially open. Oh, I don't have the React soundboard on, my bad. There you go, I turned it on. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Nice. All right, cool. So there's your sell, right? There's your sell right there. So technically in an uptrend, right? So let's fib this out. Let's take a look at what this looks like. All right, so on this 1 minute swing, we have a high, we have our low. Where are we? We're in premium, yeah? Let's go over to that 15-minute once again. Where was it? It was a 30. Where was it? What was I looking at? 5? Yeah, it was a 5. Guys, you see that, right? So here's the thing. This 5-minute setup right here, there's your break, there's your breaker, 5-minute breaker. 5-minute breaker, right? 5-minute fair value gap. Let me highlight that. 5-minute gap right here. Oh my gosh, we literally wicked right off it. Hold on. 5-minute FVG. It's my bad. I was a little late on this, guys. Sorry. So I got my live account. I'm going over to my live. Cool. Yeah, guys, I mean, this tapped perfectly. Did anybody take that trade? Why didn't anybody tell me to do the 5-minute? What's up with you guys? Come on. It's your fault, not mine. That is a perfect setup other than what? What is the only thing I don't like about this setup? Yeah, it was off the open. Yeah, that's not why I don't like it though. Because the open just speeds up. So whenever you have like news or the market open, it speeds up what's already going to happen and the moves become a little bit more dramatic. That's it. But I don't think avoiding news is like avoiding news like the plague. Some people are like, I'm not trading red folders. Dude, I only trade red folder days. No high time frame liquidity grab. No, we had it. I mean, this is a grab for sure. Because look, if I go to like a 1 hour, we grab the highs. We grab previous day high right here. Right? Yeah, I mean, this high time frame wasn't grabbed, but we're already at a high time frame grab. So we're good there. Anyone else want to guess why I don't like that trade as much? It's kind of obvious. It's up on the screen. Look. What color is it? What color are we in? Right there. Right. So from swing to swing, we're in what? Right. We're in a premium. That's the only reason why I don't like it, right? So if I go to a higher time frame, The thing is, when you're at a high like this, and you know we're not swinging from here, we've already broke the swing, we've already broken structure. You actually have to go up on your time frame. You have to go up more. So clearly, I don't even have to mark it out, right? I could just like I could measure this. You can see it. Are we above the 50% rule on a 4-hour time frame? We're above it, right? So what are we in? Premium. So should I be buying in a premium? No, right? And so that's like the fastest way to get profitable is understanding the 50% rule. Now, check this out though. This is where it gets a little tricky. So now I go out to it daily. All right. And let me go from the bottom to the top of the daily because I do go from the wicks. So let me go from bottom to top of the daily. Oh, come on. Hold on. There's your daily. Okay, so we're still in a premium. So we're in a premium on a daily, on a 4-hour, on a 1 hour. Well, the 1 hour is technically, yeah. But and so then what do? I go all the way down and I'm looking and I want to see me being able to buy on these lower time frames. I want to see me being able to buy at least in close to equilibrium or in a discount. And what do we know about pullbacks? Well, we know that if this is the range, and I'll go ahead and turn on the fib now. If that's the range, where's the 0.618? Where's the golden pocket, right? It's down here. Well, where's that? Well, that's in a discount. So why is that not the buy model? Because it's not the, look at what already happened. You could have already managed that. That on a prop account, that's 20 points at least. That's 34 points. That's why I'm just winning on these prop accounts, because these little trades like this, when you're taking them like that and you're getting that little 40-point move, all you need is 10 to 15 points on a prop account if you're really aggressively scalping, right? So anyways, I don't love this trade. So what can we do? If I don't love it, but I'm going to take it, what do we do? What can we do? Write it in chat. What can we do? Whoops. Okay. What can we do? What am I doing right now? Could be a loss. I don't know. I've been on a roll. We'll see. I'm okay with losing. I'm totally fine with losing. If I lose, I kind of need to lose. I kind of want to lose right now. Like, I hope I lose. I really do. I mean, I'm up right now. But I know, like, what can we do? We can manage it. Yep. We can long stop. Yeah, exactly. Like, I have my stop down here. You can have your stop here. I got my stop down here. Why? News. I think that we could potentially go and grab lows. I just think it's safer. So I went, sizing. It's all about your sizing. Look, just because I do this with my stop, just even if I did this, that doesn't mean I risk more. That's not how trading works. That just means that, if I'm going to risk 1% of my account, all I'm doing is I'm doing the math and I'm going in and I'm using lower lot sizing to risk 1% of my account. But you guys know I show you every single day in my live account. And yeah, so in on this trade, and we'll see what happens. This is a nice setup. This is a one strat for life setup. But what do we have? Well, we have some catalysts. We're in a premium. We have news. All right. So what's the probability factor here? Because we're in a premium, not because of news necessarily, but because we're in a premium, the probability goes down, right? And so understanding that it's not the time that I lay on the gas and go with 100 lot size, right? It's not that time. It's the time where I go a 10 lot size, right? It's the time where I take, instead of risking 1% or 3 or 5%, I'm risking 1% or a 0.5%, right? And so the faster you understand that, the better off you're going to be, man. And what else can I do? Absolutely. Like, who said manage it? Renee. Yeah, I could definitely manage this trade aggressively. So what does that mean? Well, that means that once I'm in profit, because usually trades that you take, and there is a very high percent, I don't know, 80, 90% of the trades that you take, you will actually be in profit at some point in that trade. I think you can all agree, right? So if you were a little bit more aggressive, like I look at how many times, if I would have just placed a break even stop, how many times did price never come back? And just, it's gone, right? and I could have just held. I could have taken 80% off, hold 20% for like a week. A lot of times, a lot, especially with this model. You know why this model is better? I'm going to tell you why this model is better. It's very simple. Because if this takes off, if this goes, right? Imagine we go right here, okay? What's beautiful about this model is we've already retested the break. It has no reason to go back down. So we're not buying at what? We're not buying at this would be your ultimate, this would be like, think premium discount, right? We're not buying at a premium. We're not buying up here. We're not selling down here. That's called FOMO. This requires you to be extra patient. It requires you to actually be a professional trader. Whereas a lot of these, I see these guys that are just trading one thing that they saw or that they've learned. And I'm not trying to put anyone under the bus because there's a lot of fantastic traders and they have their way. But for most people, not waiting for this to happen, not waiting for struck. We have so many things going for us when this setup happens. We have literally, I mean, besides the premium being in here today, right? If this was in a discount, let's label them. Let's walk it all out. Let's talk it all out. Ready? We have high time frame liquidity grab, right? What else do we have? We have break of structure. What else do we have? We have inefficiencies. These right here, when market pulls up and creates fair value gaps, those are inefficiencies. That is displacement. So when market comes back to those areas of displacement, usually you see a reaction because those are orders left behind. Those are interesting areas for traders on all time frames because fair value gaps are interesting. So you have your displacement. What else do you have? You have a breaker right here, right? So you have your breaker block. And the breaker block is part of what? Structure. So you have structure, you have liquidity, you have displacement. You have a lot going for you. Then you add on the fact that you're looking at 50%. You're looking at whether or not you're in a premium or a discount. Now you add all that up, man, and that's a lot more than somebody going in on one factor or two of those, or even three. Those are four things that you're looking for before you actually take a trade. And a lot of times, I think we can all agree, as soon as price reaches, if it's a nice displacement at a breaker, this particular model, you'll get that 20, 30 point push right off of it, like almost instantly. So you got a lot more going for you than if you were to just get in on let's just say you just saw market structure breaking, but there was no displacement, no high time frame liquidity grab, nothing. Am I telling you you can't be a profitable trader? No, I'm not telling you anything. It's just I like this. I don't like it the other way. You know what I'm saying? I don't like just getting in on an IFVG. Like, okay, it's an IFVG after a high time frame grab. Let's get in. It's like, I get it. I understand that is an early indication of a reversal, just like we had up here. Look, that's an IFVG right here. This is an IFVG. Okay. Did it push? It closed here. A lot of people getting in here or getting in on that pullback. So now what are we going to do? Once this taps and comes back and pulls back, we're going to go into a stop loss break even. And we have to aggressively manage the trade because technically we bought in a premium, but it was a minor premium. I wouldn't call it a major one. And here I am up a little bit on the account, show you guys a little bit there so you can see. And not very much, $50. But because what can I do? So what can I do on this trade? I got a little 10 lot going on. I could close half, right? Because why? Well, we already dipped a little further than I thought we would. We didn't bounce right away. So why risk it? So look, I'm going to close off 50% right there. Right? So I got 5 lots. Now I'm extra comfortable in my skin. I can just hold this. I don't even have to worry about it. Right? So now I don't even have to worry about this trade at all. This is like a nothing burger for me. I would like to get to 213 today. Trust me, a grand a day keeps the doctor away. I've been on a roll. But you know, I think, what was it, a month ago when I hit 200 in this account? And that was a big deal. Aggressive Mitch says he has a 12K day. 12K a day keeps the doctor away, baby. 12K a day. Damn, Mitch. You are aggressive, bro. 12K? You better drop those freaking wins, bro. You better go to the chat, go to school right now, and drop your wins. If you don't win the TMT games this week, I'd be highly surprised. You've had a lot of wins, bro. Very proud of you. But that's what I see as like managing this trade very, very simply is since we're in that little bit of a premium, it's not the that's what takes off your edge, right? So you have this edge, you have 5 things to look for, right? You're going for structure break, you're looking for these things, right? So you have your breaker block. Does everyone understand this, by the way? Like, let me know if you don't. Because, I mean, I have a lot of videos on this. You have it in the training. Obviously, VIP chat, I think you guys in school, you probably understand this. If you don't understand it, drop a line in chat. Let me know. Let me check out YouTube real quick. I know we got some viewers on YouTube as well. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing, man? If you're joining for the first time, definitely helps to like and subscribe and all that jazz. So drop a like if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel. I am going to be releasing more videos this week. Aggressive Mitch says he took his account from 100K to 312K in a couple of weeks. Dude, that's pretty killer, but just understand that is not, I love you, bro, but I'm saying this because I love you. It is not sustainable to grow that fast. Don't think that you're going to put, I'm just saying, okay? I know, but still, I want you to be safe too. Like, because when you do put in 100 grand, because I know you're going to put a lot of money in. I know you're going to put money in, and I just want you to have good, like, I want you to have steady growth that lasts for a long time. Okay. I just want you to know, like, even if you're doing like 20% in a month, that's like super, super crushing it, right? So if you put a lower amount of money in and you are trading like you're trading, I think that's probably the smartest way to do that. You know what I mean? Because you're aggressive on money that you can lose, right? But when you put big money in, just please remember what I'm saying. It's, take it slow. But yeah, when you put like a grand in, 5 grand, whatever that a lower amount of money to you is, whatever it might be, and you just are trying to just like 5x it real quick, and you want to compound it real fast, you're like doing it, man. You're doing it. You're seeing it in real time. So good for you, bro. Super cool. Second trade took TP. Nice. Cool. Right now, I'm chilling. I really don't have anything. Either this is going to go up or just waiting. I mean, it's on a 5-minute time frame, so we're just waiting for these candles to close. Not a big deal. I've already closed half. When we pulled up here, and here I could show you guys. So today you can see, I mean, that trade was like a nothing burger. I basically closed. I mean, you can see I closed half, but it literally doesn't mean anything. I didn't really have any real lot sizing on there. So now when you look at where we're at, that's the 0.618 on the fib. So we got 3 minutes to go. If we end up inversing down here, because we've already inversed this, where is that? Let me see. Oh, this is what it is right here. This 5-minute FVG is now turned into a 5-minute IFVG. So this is looking like a potential just straight up reversal, which we might get a move going down, guys. So this could be a move going down. We just have to wait for the right setup. So we had a high time frame liquidity grab up at the top, right? Which you can use this for gas to go higher, or you can use this for gas to go lower. And if you look here, yeah, we definitely, wow, look at the ES grabbing lows, and the NASDAQ hasn't grabbed lows. So look, guys, reality, this is some major SMT happening right now. You have lows being grabbed here, lows being grabbed on the Dow, and here's the NASDAQ, not even close. If the NASDAQ can remain strong and this quarterly time period gets closed out, then there's a very, very high chance of reversal and the NASDAQ will fly. The NASDAQ will go way up. So just a heads up, SMT is saying long. So we'll wait. We don't know. Obviously, I'm just giving you what I see. This is just an odds multiplier, right? So, uh, yeah, I think we got to wait. We got to wait to see what happens here. I got my stop in a really safe spot, anyways. Once again, I just released a video yesterday basically saying if you're, like in this case, if I was scalping like a true scalp on like a futures account or something, I would have already gotten my trade. I would have already done it. Like I've already this as soon as this candle tapped, we went up. It tapped this zone, you would have had it, right? And I know some of you guys, I see you saying that you know took some profits or you're winning or whatever. But in this case, I put my stop deep. Why? I told you we're in a premium, right? So I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just not gonna risk it. This doesn't make any sense. I already closed out half of my trade, basically at break even, pretty much. You got a W on that up, yeah. It's because are you trading a prop, Lauren? Oh yeah, smart money tracker, smart money tools, smart money trading, SMT. It's a term that kind of got popular over the last year, maybe 2 years. Um, some guys teach sort of only SMT, and I think there's a lot of power in time, right? Time, quarterly theory, time. I didn't go too deep into it because the reality is, man, like I'm still gonna look at structure. I'm still gonna look at displacement. I'm still gonna just be smart with my balance and protecting my capital and making sure that I'm managing trades. Like I can pretty much just based off of structure get into trades pretty confidently, and then because I'm good at money management, and I guess it's a little bit of intuition just being on the charts for a while, I might cut down half my trade early. I might get out early. I don't let trades typically go right to their stop loss unless they move incredibly fast and I just have no time to manage them. I will be smart about it and look at structure, rotate my time frames, see where I'm at, and really, really use my best judgment call to see whether or not I need to stay in a trade or get out of a trade early, or hold a trade long. Yeah, yeah, that's aggressive lot sizes. I see that, man. That's crazy. Yeah. So look at this 30-minute candle. We got about 6 minutes to go on the hour. About 8 minutes to go on the hour. So 30-minute candle. Yeah, so basically like what I'm probably gonna look for here. Um, we do have a little bit of a pullback, but I wouldn't consider that the break. I would just consider the bottom here, the low of Asia, which has not been grabbed. This is definitely a liquidity target. I did cut down half of my trade. So if I still think that this is going up, I could potentially hold longer. I'm not going to hold into drawdown that I'm not comfortable with. But right now I mean, like I said, like I'm in $250 of drawdown. It's on a 212K account. That's really nothing. You have to keep it in perspective of your balance. And so if I was $2,100 in drawdown, that would be 1%, right? So just trying to keep that perspective when you're looking at drawdown, when you're looking at your account, when you manage your trade. So in my head, I mean, I could hold this thing down here and probably right down there be at like 1% drawdown. You know what I'm saying? My target for take profit, the first area that I'd like to manage is probably the highs. All right. And then the second area would be previous daily high. I think this is the target for the day. Personally, I think that we're probably going up here. It's just what I think, but we'll see. Especially if we do not close below this range on the 8 o'clock candle. Now, this is a selling candle. This is a, bearish engulfing candle. So it is technically on a 30-minute, we're engulfing a few candles. I'm really more interested in how the hour plays out because all of that could be a wick in 7 minutes. You just got to be patient. Okay, now that we have more people in chat, I think it'd be fun to just ask the questions. So, who do you guys think won last night? Should I put up an anonymous poll? I know if you don't care, cool, but ABC, ABC won. Yeah, ABC did win. I don't really care. I mean, we're all gonna vote, and so that'll kind of seal the deal, right? I did think it was a little tilted, not a little, a lot, but that's okay. I thought obviously I'm on Twitter. If you guys are on X at all, and there's some pretty hardcore like posts. That's very convincing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I am not a conspiracy guy. Okay, I don't want to. I'm just not that guy. But I saw. Okay, I'm even hesitant to like say it, but I saw these pictures where like it shows Kamala's earring, and then it shows like that earring in a demo, and that earring is like it's an earpiece, man. It's like a where you can like hear other. It's like an ear. I'm not saying it's true, but damn, it looks. I mean, it looks identical, guys. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. And then you got Obama from previous interviews. It's like he literally says, "Oh, it's a Tiffany's." Okay, all right. You're probably right, Denise, because that would be messed up, dude. Like, but it made a lot of sense the way that they framed it, because she usually sucks. So maybe she just like totally trained and took, you know, she got under his skin. I didn't think it was the best performance at all. He kept going back on stuff that she said, and he should have just left it alone and showed her for who she is, which is 3 years of doing jack. She's done nothing in 4 years, and she's horrible. She didn't even get one vote. She quit. Like that was she quit like her first week of running. That's who she is, and he didn't really call her out. He just like went off on everything that she attacked him on. He had to like defend it. And it's like nobody cares that people aren't leaving your rallies, bro. Like, and I hate that. I hate that because I mean, honestly, I don't think our president should be like that. I think he's like I mean, you're gonna let her get under your skin. I don't know, man. That's not a good. That's not a. I just thought he would. I thought he would point out things better. His best line was what he ended with. That was his best thing that he said the entire. He should have opened with what he ended with, in my opinion. Because I mean, she just. I mean, he's talking about, and he went off on cats and dogs getting eaten. This is a fact. There's videos. I mean, I can show you videos. I've seen the videos. Um, you know, people ripping off goose necks or whatever the hell they're doing. I think it just makes sense logically that if you're letting this many people in from third world countries, they're used to a certain lifestyle. You got to remember that. And that's just a fact. That's a fact. That's just a fact. So it's like the people in those neighborhoods, I've seen a lot of interviews, watched a lot of channels, neutral, pretty much neutral channels. I can show you a guy I watch. He literally goes to these places. He went to the buildings in Aurora. He literally went to those buildings and interviewed everyone living in those buildings. Asked them, "Hey, has this building been taken over?" And asked everybody there. I mean, everyone. He was like risking his life to do this, man. And what you find is that everyone says the same thing that's in the surrounding neighborhood around that building. And everyone says the same thing that's living in the building. It's very interesting. People living in the building, I was like, it's fine. They're used to a certain lifestyle. People outside that have homes, they're like, this is messed up. I'm hearing gunshots every other day. They're complaining because the trash is ridiculous. People aren't taking care of anything. People are coming and they're destroying crap. And that's what's happening. And people are fed up with it. And that's what's happening. So whether they're eating cats, dogs, whatever, I think the gist is that holy crap, like let's protect the sacred country that we have and make sure that we're doing our due diligence, letting people in the right way, not just closing down things, but we might have to close down things to clean it up. I don't know, it's a lot of people coming in. So that aspect of it makes a lot of sense. Like, hey, let's rein it back, like for real, not just like 1,500 border agents, dude. That whole thing. It's like, do you really think 20 million people coming in a year? You think 1,500 border agents is really gonna fix the freaking problem so you can look good? 3 years in, you decide to do this? I would have stopped it too. No, you know what? We're going to suffer a little bit longer so you look stupid. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to fix it for real. Not your stupid little 1,500 thing. It was dumb. It was just a dumb thing to try to fix the border with 1,500 agents. That's a stupid thing to think of. That's dumb. So maybe it suffer for a little bit longer, but it'll hopefully make sense. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just like it makes sense that people are fed up. You know what I mean? I don't know if people are eating cats and dogs and crap. That's I saw a picture. I mean, not a picture, but a video of a lady and all the neighbors around her. The police officer said, "Smile." He's got a flashlight. She's got blood all in her teeth. She's got a freaking dead cat. What do you think she's doing, bro? Maybe she was on fentanyl. Maybe she was messed up. Maybe that's not happening everywhere, and she's just one of many. One of the. She's the only one or whatever. But that happened, and every neighbor around her. Yep, she was eating that cat. I can't believe she was eating that cat. They were all going off. You can find the video. It's out there. It's real. So I don't know what to tell you, dog. It's stuff is happening. People are witnessing things, and of course, like the city doesn't want to look bad. Of course. Um, yeah, I just think it's weird, man. I think it's really weird. But I thought that he could have done a better job. There's that 1 hour. There's that 1 hour close. Okay, so now we're opening low. So now I would think you open low, you take out liquidity, and then you possibly bounce off the trend line. I don't, we'll have to see how low this actually goes, but a little bit of, let me see, let me turn on the Asia session range here. Okay, so yeah, you got London lows. Those have already been grabbed. So really the next stop is Asia low right here. But that would break the trend line. If that happens, I'll probably exit my trade and reposition, and we'll use this as a breaker block. And on a lower time frame, probably go down to like a 15-minute and just see. We had this inversion right here, the 15-minute IFVG there. So I'm going to change that. That was that's like the early tell sign, right? So that's your early tell. Doesn't always pan out though, not the strongest. You had these, I'm going to just delete them. That's where our entry was at. Pretty clear entry down to now we have a test of our, and this line is just, don't worry about the line, guys. This is just an idea. It doesn't mean anything. But you have a retest of that data low. And the reason why this is still up here, what I would consider like data low. Oh, let me get rid of that fib. What I would still consider, the reason why that's still a data low is just because the market wasn't open when it was created. So now you're retesting these data lows. And I'll put this in here. So you kind of get that retest. We'll see. Asia's right there, right? So this looks really bad for risk to reward, but it's not. I have a very low risk going on. So if I can, I still think, if I think the market is not going to turn up, I will exit my trade. I'll reposition. Not a big deal. But like I said, I've already closed half my position, pretty much at break even. A little bit of profit, but $24 I'm not going to brag about. But yeah, I'm looking for price to potentially still turn up. What I'm looking at is we're at the bottom of this range. So if market does break this range, we could be going down much further, and then I'll try to ride that and get in, find a setup here. Obviously, this 15-minute time frame shows a clear breaker, a potential breaker that could happen, and that's going to be right here. So just have to kind of be patient and wait for a solid setup. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about that setup, once again, is that we're in premium. So, what are you going to do? To get a perfect setup every single time, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're just going to have to wait, which is fine. but you're not going to get a perfect setup every single time. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't even see chats and all this stuff. My bad. Right on. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. No part. You're exactly right. Fioravante, you're right. Like I don't think either side's going to respect the winner, which sucks. Cuz it's like at a certain point, can't we just get somebody that we all are like, all right, I don't like you're never it just seems like the sides are getting more extreme and more extreme and more extreme. You know what I mean? It's like if you don't agree with me, then I hate you. If you don't agree with me, I don't even want to be your friend. I'm off of your Facebook page first. It's all social first, and then it's real life. That's fighting, right? It's like, what the hell have you done besides, like, what have I done? I have my views, but what have I done? What did I try to help? What did I do to try to help? Nothing. So shut the hell up, Mike. You got nothing to say, bro. Just shut your mouth. Like, that's the way I feel about it. What has anybody else done? I got a friend of mine, and it's like constant political rhetoric. And it's like, dude, what the hell have you done? Just what have you done? Like, did you go march? Did you go like rally at least? Did you do anything? Oh, you didn't do nothing? You didn't do anything? Then shut the hell up, bro. I don't want to hear about your stupid politics because you haven't done anything. Now, if you were like, yeah, I got another buddy of mine, his brother-in-law worked for a Republican senator, um, a very popular one. I forget his name right now. Um, I forget his name, but anyways, okay. Does he ever talk smack ever? No. So it's like the people that are actually working these things and like working for these campaigns and yada yada yada, they actually, from what I've seen anyways, I only have very little data to go off of, but they don't even say anything, dude. They just show it. They go do something, you know? So yeah, I agree. I just think it's kind of a whatever. Yeah, so where we're at right here, guys, is just a dangerous area to look for getting into a trade. Obviously, I'm in one. I'm in one, so I just hold it. But, um, uh, yeah, I mean, ultimate target outside liquidity up here. I'm gonna put a big fat circle right there. A little bit of a longer time period trade, but might be worth it. We never know. You never know. Any questions about trading? Talking about other things. That's funny. Man, I don't think we're gonna have a civil war. I don't think that's gonna happen. Just my personal take. I don't think a civil war is something that's like plausible in this country. You're not gonna know who the hell you're fighting. I think it's more of a state versus state. And I mean, you got a state, really one state in particular, which is California, just I mean, I don't know, man. I have my views, but it's the type of laws that they're constantly passing is it's like very clear that they want more control, more control, more control, right? Every car, there's a proposal on the bill, right? On the there's a proposal, there's a bill on the floor. I think it goes in front of Newsom, um like next. It already passed all the phases. All he's got to do is sign it. And basically every car made after 2030, it'll like beep and warn you when you're speeding. And you see these guys kind of making like a big deal about it. Like I've seen some videos where they're like, "Can you imagine all the cars honking when you're going down the road?" That's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. But it's a crime to speed. It's going to make it a crime. It's kind of crazy because I don't know how that works. Like, are you just going to get a ticket in the mail? I don't know. I looked up the law. I used ChatGPT to like read it to me. It's not as crazy as some people think, but it's just these little steps closer and closer and closer to just controlling everything you do. Everything you do, they want to control. It's so obvious. They want to tax everything you do and then use your tax money for not doing things like fixing the damn roads. I'm sorry, but when I go back to California, I drive through areas, specifically in Los Angeles, that are very close and pretty much, I mean, I tell you guys, I'm there, I've seen it. It's like, you know, and we shouldn't be, but it's like a third world country. So I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just fact. It's just fact. You just go there, you'll see it yourself. I don't know what to tell you. It's just fact. There's some third world country crap going on. All the homeless everywhere. I feel so bad for people, man. It's so crazy. All the drugs. You go to Skid Row, it's wild, dude. If you don't understand and you're not there and you're just like from the outside looking in, then you just have no room to talk. You have nothing to say. Go there. I was there. Experience it for yourself. That state is messed up right now. And I'm talking the whole state. You try to go and enjoy yourself in San Francisco for a weekend. See what happens. Leave your car anywhere with something valuable inside. Go ahead. 1 out of 3 cars get broken into in San Francisco. That's a statistical fact. Like it's wild, dude. I used to love San Francisco too. It was one of my favorite cities in the world. I've been to some places. I've been to Paris. I've been to Amsterdam. Been to Africa and places in the Virgin Islands and different places. And I just San Francisco was freaking amazing. It was one of my favorite cities, like I said. And now I got friends that just came back last 2 years ago from like a weekend trip, and their car got broken into. Nothing was in there, thank God. But I mean, that's just friends of mine in the neighborhood. When you start hearing it like that, you realize the city's gone to crap. Then you look at Chicago, you look at New York, you look at all the major cities, and you start going, wait a second. Weren't these the same cities that wanted to defund the police and rioting and all this stupid crap? It's like, yes. Well, who runs those cities? Just go down the rabbit hole. Like, use your freaking head, man. Like, I just want to tell people, like, just, it's the writing's on the wall. What do you want me to say? You know? You don't want to bet against the dollar. You don't want to do that, Mitch. You're like, well, I do. I do want to bet against it. I think it's going to go to zero. It's not going to zero. It will not go to zero. You're like, don't believe the hype. Um, so typically, if you see the dollar fall, you'll see gold go up. What's gold doing today? Let's take a look. Okay, so Bitcoin pulling back, but still in that uptrend range. And let's check out gold. You have the volatility index rising from that drop. Wow, I didn't see that. Okay, so that's interesting. So this actually looks, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. The same crap applies to everything. Look, this could be this could be a sign here. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this. Yeah, especially by the time we get up there, it'd probably be too late. I'm gonna set an alert up there. Let's see what gold is doing real quick. Tesla's pulling back. Look at the breakout. So we do have a breakout, but look, no, whoops, no bottom wick on Nvidia. So we created the bottom wick. That's freaking hilarious. So price came back down, created the bottom wick on the 30. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, I kind of did what I said, right? I have this marked for liquidity. So price came up there, grabbed that liquidity, ended up turning back. Now we're filling the gap. So price looks like it's fading to fill this gap. Doesn't mean a reversal for the day. Still in breakout territory. If it can fill the gap and then continue to push, then you have a chance of going up. Euro was an early sign, wasn't it? Look at the British pound and euro. Man, those were dipping, and I said, man, that could be an early indication. So yeah, just kind of looking at this. Since we're kind of, I might have to dip out of this trade, especially if we break this trend line. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me go over to gold. Yeah, so still in this range that I marked out. Um, this particular area up top is just stubborn. Price does not want to break it. Had a little bit of trend line liquidity that got snagged right here. So it looks like a nice little breakdown. In that case, typically what you see is the dollar going up. Yep. So you see the dollar going up. So typically, if you see dollar going up, you'll see gold going down and vice versa. Put gold up here and kind of check out both the charts. So yeah, I mean, if you want to bet against the dollar, gold is a really solid place to be. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, gold just hasn't appreciated like assets over the years. I mean, look at the volatility index breaking up. This is really interesting. We might see a dip here, guys. Ooh, wow. Okay, hold on. Let me check out. Okay, so see that SMT did not play out. So you can see that the lows have just been grabbed on everything with the Dow is just plunging. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, 0.5%. I'm gonna have to exit this trade. So I'm out of that trade, 0.5%. Um, out of that trade, 0.5% on the account. That's fine. You can see it here. So just showing you guys, being transparent, showing you my live. So that's just a 0.5%. It happens. Not a big deal. And that's the thing. It's better to lose 0.5% than a full percent, right? Instead of being down $2,000, I'm down $899. So $900. Really not that big of a deal. So repositioning this trade idea off the board. And we're just going to reposition because grabbing these highs never happened. Now we grab those lows. We're leaving a gap. We're creating displacement. This is actually looking like a nice little push. So now that we've broken this trend line and we're leaving this gap, let me go to the 5 minute and see if there's anything here. Yeah, we have the same thing here, guys. So this is, we could get faked out. This could be a fake out breakout, but you have to take this trade because obviously, according to I say me, I have to take this trade according to my rules. And this is a really nice one strat for life setup. And the problem that I saw earlier being in that 4-hour premium, it's so funny because I said it and I said if I need to lose today. I even said that too. That's kind of funny. Well, there you go. You get what you wish for. Let's go ahead and make this the premium discount. Yeah. So, it's kind of funny. We bought up here in a tiny bit of premium and we're going to sell down here in a tiny bit of discount. Maybe this just is a bad place to trade. I don't know, but it does look, if you just kind of just take this 4-hour and you absorb it, there's your shelf. It makes a lot of sense. And if you're going to break this trend line, then I think you could really be pushing down for the day, possibly even to the lows, external lows, which means that the better setup here and what I'll be doing is I'll be waiting for a price to retap into this fair value gap. We have nice displacement. That's another thing I want to look at. I always look for is this displacement right here. So this is the gap on a 5. So we're going to be waiting for price to kind of fade back into this gap. So a 5-minute. Cool. So there's cheap trades and there's expensive trades. And so I'll go over both of those, and I'm going to put that 5-minute breaker. Cheap trade would be, let's go over a cheap trade first. Okay, cheap trade is going to be up here at the top of the gap, and a lower stop loss right above the, probably anywhere in here. But I mean, there's no reason for price to, wait, that's not the gap. Hold on. There's the gap right there. There's no reason for price to close above that gap. So stop loss close to it, that's fine. Now, here's the problem. Price goes that high, it's probably going to go higher. So I wouldn't expect price to go that high, especially with this nice little push. I would expect it to respect probably the overlap right here. You could still make it a cheap trade, just like I say, if you extend your stop loss up a little bit. The cheap trade would be if it does not respect this breaker, close half, right? And then unfortunately your stop loss would have to be if it didn't respect the FVG, then it's going to take you out, right? But you could extend this up if you want. And then say if price doesn't respect this 5-minute FVG, you just close out and you lose less than you would have. So expensive trade and more risky is going to be with a very tight stop. Everybody loves that. Everybody wants that big R factor. But this is why you lose. This is why most people lose right here. So just extend that up and take a win for the day. Be winning, you know? So we'll see if price is like slamming down right now. A lot of times, once we close this, a lot of times, like I said, I'll get into a short position, like a tiny position, and then add to my order once it comes back up. But in this case, I just wasn't fast on the gun. I didn't even have my account, and I just got out of that other trade. So kind of flip-flopping today. It doesn't happen very often, but because we have a setup back to back, I'll be looking for this trade, and I'll probably end up, let's go to the 15-minute time frame, look for liquidity targets. I already know this is a liquidity target down here, so these equal lows, relative equal lows on 15. Let me see the 30. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this area right here looks pretty nice. So I'm looking to like manage the trade, obviously, once it gets into profit. This could just slam down. We do have some massive, look at that, man. Wow. I didn't realize this, but I don't know why I didn't realize that. That's weird. I feel like I should have realized this, but I don't know what was happening before. But like as far as SMT, because you have the highs taken. So the high taken, and then the Dow never took the high. Am I tripping? Did I say that earlier? I did say that earlier, right? I did say that earlier. I said, so we have SMT in the opposite direction. Did I not say that? Chat, if you know, if you remember me saying that, I don't know. But I feel high right now. I feel like I'm losing my memory because that's really clear SMT for reversal. We just haven't closed this quarter yet. But anyways, all right. Doesn't matter. I did. Thank you, Denise. I did. Because I'm like, I know I said that. Why did I set that? Why did I not set this up better then? But it's okay. Probably because I was in a low position sizing, and that's why I was just seeing if we made a higher high, but all good. So we break this trend line. This is a nice little breakout, good volume. We're at the right time period. We're at 9:30. It's pretty much coming up on that 9:30 candle. We do need to be aware though that timing plays a role here. So 9:30 right here. It's perfect timing to swing and reverse. So that's that 9:30 reversal time period. All right, all right, all right. Let's check out the lower time period so we can see this reversal up to our entry and get my live account ready. All right, we're creeping up there. So this is the fair value gap right here. This is where that gap starts. This is the overlap. I'm looking for this overlap. I want to see, because we did push pretty hard. So I'm trying to get a little bit of a cheaper trade. I'll let you guys know. I am going in. I'm going to go in on a little higher lot size than I did before. This is pretty much going to be risking 1% with a stop loss roughly right around there. So I am going in a little bit hotter. Reason being is like we broke the trend line. We already grabbed high time frame from above. So the liquidity is there. This is a nice setup. Nothing is wrong with this. We're pretty close to equilibrium. The only thing I would say is that once again, we're in a little bit of a discount on a 4-hour. And like I said before, I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is the best area to trade in. Maybe this is just like, don't trade this area kind of thing. But I mean, when you see a good setup and you want to go for it, go for it. You know, don't like beat yourself up over getting into it. Like that's keep your risk low. If you want to trade, just keep your risk really low. Trade. Have fun. That's what it's about. But wait for good setups. Keep your risk low. That's it. Don't stress about it. Everyone stresses about, oh, I gotta get perfect. Gotta get perfect entry. It's like, no, just trade, have fun. In fact, I'm gonna go in. So my total lot size is gonna be 20. I am gonna stack my orders right now. I'm gonna go in 5 here because I don't know if we'll actually get up. If we do, I'll just add. So I am in a trade right now. Just added 5. Right, so you can see that. Right, so if price goes up, I'll add a little bit more, and I'll get an average position in the middle if it ends up going a little bit higher. But sometimes you just get that straight push, and price is just looking a little weak, and we were about to close that 5-minute candle, right? So I just decided to just add there since we have a doji, and then possibly price might just end up pushing. Doesn't mean you have to do that. You could be very patient here. Just wait. Be more patient than me and just wait. Again, multiple ways to get into the market, multiple ways to get out of the market, multiple ways to manage your account. There's so many ways to trade profitably, guys. I'm just showing you the way that I do it. So have fun. That's the number one thing. Have fun. Don't stress. Everyone loves stressing here, right? We like stressing out. I miss old Tom Cruise, bro. I miss old Tom Cruise. I don't even think that is Tom Cruise. I think that's his double. There's like a guy that looks exactly like him. I mean, to the T. It's crazy. There's also, if you look up on YouTube, you guys gotta check this out. There's a couple. I forget the girl, but the guy looks exact. He looks more like Leonardo DiCaprio than Leonardo DiCaprio. Like it's wild. You gotta check it out, man. Leonardo DiCaprio look-alike, and him and his girlfriend. She looks like the girl that was in Wolf of Wall Street. I just forget her name. His wife in the Wolf of Wall Street, and yeah, it's pretty solid. Pretty solid. So again, just kind of representing my order that I have in MT5 right now. I'll just go ahead and put what my thought is. Let's see. It's right about here, pretty much. I'll push this over to the side. So I do want to add to this order once we get into the breaker. So if price gets back up into the fair value gap where it overlaps the breaker right here. Let me blow this up a little bit. Then I want to add to that order. So I'll be adding roughly here. So I'll push this over here. And then since that is half of my order, I do have the ability to continue to add all the way to the wick test, which is up here to the left. So I could potentially add more. I don't like just continuously adding if price is obviously recovering quick. But in this case, just because it is a lower sizing, I don't mind doing that. And it's kind of fun. I get to like press the button multiple times. Short, 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 short. That's funny. You guys doing all right? Yeah. Um, I know you're not allowed to like stack orders with I know you're not allowed to stack orders with a prop account, so you would just wait, obviously. Yeah. That's how you ended up with such large size. What, you just kept adding? Short, 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 long, long, long. Oh, that's fun. Yeah. Yeah, that's super fun. A lot of people like stress out over doing stuff like that. I don't stress out, man. There's plenty of ways to win. Just don't put yourself. Obviously, it's a fun demo account and everything, but um, in real life with real money, you got to be real careful about your sizing. I've learned the hard way, man. I've accidentally, I had like I have a large account, right? I have a small account and I have a medium account. And I accidentally, very quickly, because I wanted to get into a trade fast, I did a huge order that would have been for my normal, large account. And I was in the small account and I pressed it, man. And it was like instantly I regretted it. I was like $300 down in a matter of seconds. And it was like a $2,000 account or something. And I lost, and when you're down, you're like, when you get in that position, for me, this is what happened to me. I was like, oh shit. Okay, hold on. Let me just see if it comes back. And like that little bit of weight where it went against me, I should have just gotten out. But it like pretty much wrecked my account. You know what I mean? I didn't even have time to like recover. It price just never came back. It like didn't come back to help me at all. And I had to take a way deeper loss than had I just gotten out. Like, oops, that was an accident. Just get out. So my advice, if you ever end up taking the wrong sizing right away, of course, that one time it's going to like work in your favor, right? But when it doesn't, you're SOL. It's just like, what the hell just happened? All right, yeah, price is having trouble getting back up to the high. Yeah, it did not. It just wanted to take off there. So got that $900 negative now, $300. So what is that? $600 negative. I think I'm gonna hold this though. This looks like a nice trend line break. So we'll see what happens. Look at that hour candle, man. Wow. That's a pretty deep hour. We're breaking structure, changing character now. I'm gonna move the change of character, whoops, down. Man, who here did not help me get out of Crazy Horse? Shame on you. Should have said, Mike, we're going to distribute down for the day. You need to just get out of Crazy Horse at a profit. You jerk. All right. Anyone take this trade and get in? Type W in chat if you were able to take this trade and get in. Did this make more sense to you, Kevin? I'm just curious. If it made more sense to you, because the high time frame liquidity grab was from the top, right? So that's where we look for this reversal. Just the setup, because we broke structure here, was a little tricky. I probably shouldn't have taken that first one, but it was I don't know. I'm not gonna say one way or another because I feel like I watch myself back on these sometimes. I'm like, why are you even talking, bro? You talk way too much. Just shut up and trade. But the reality is, I knew that it wasn't like the best setup. It's just it was there. So all good. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we do it. So obviously the manipulation leg was up, and this is looking like more of a distributive leg down. Made a lot of sense. I saw this coming with the trend line. I was like, oh man, what do we usually see here? What do I always tell you guys? What do I say? all the time. I always point this pattern out. I'm like, beware. Yeah. I tricked myself a little bit today. I did. I fooled myself. I'm not going to lie. A little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much, but a little bit. I can admit when I'm wrong, man. I think a lot of people were looking right here. It's like, you know what I mean? That's ugly. That's ugly. I think we go to the bottom of the range. At this point, obviously, previous daily low. Let me pull up the Asia session range indicator. Yeah, it's previous day low. So, yeah, what is that? 40 pips, 40 points? Yeah, about 40 points to previous day low. Kind of wishing I just went full lot size on that. I'm not going to lie. Taking the but you know, I'm glad I got in, right? That was a good call because had I waited, I had a feeling, man, when you see these heavy pushes like this breaking a trend line, especially a trend line break, you just get so many breakout traders pushing price. Sometimes it just takes a while for it to get back up there. I think it will go and retest. That's still probably a good play. At the end of the day, you probably have a good move up there, especially now. Look, now you got a 15-minute. So now definitely be looking at this higher time. I'm going to get rid of these, all right, because you already know my entry. But I think this 15-minute is very, very likely anywhere in here. You know, you can determine what you consider a cheap trade or whatever. But now you got to be looking at this 15-minute, especially if we don't go grab. If we leave this liquidity down here and it turns back, you have all the reason in the world to get in that trade. Just my opinion. And, you know, I think a good solid entry would be where the breakout was at. So somewhere in there. Don't go too tight here. This is why you lose. Too tight of a stop loss, you're going to lose. Just win. Damn it. Just freaking win. Can you just do that for me? Just win? What the heck, man? Just win. That's all I give a crap about. Just win. Oh, but you didn't, shut up. I don't want to hear it. Shut your mouth. Aggressive Mike today. Right, aggressive Mitch? Just win, baby. That's it. Thank you, Justin. There you go. Yeah, so wow, all three indices just pushing down like crazy. What do we got with BT? I'm surprised. I am super surprised that BTC is actually holding steady here in this fair value gap. Let's see here. Let me see the 1 hour. Yeah, so she broke structure. I didn't really realize that when I was looking at the 4 hour earlier, but all good, man. We don't pick up everything, especially when I'm going fast. But 1 hour is down, 4 hours still up on BTC. So you still have your change of character up. You're within a range. You're in premium. I mean, everything here says, hey, sell, wait till you get a better price, and then buy. Let's see. What's the daily? Daily's down, right? Yeah, daily's down, though. Yeah, daily's down. That's the only thing. Our higher time frame is saying lower lows. You know, it's kind of a bummer for BTC fans. Got a widening cone. So that's a really tough thing to trade too. These widening cones are extremely difficult. Not that I'm a pattern trader at all, but I like to at least contain and see. I mean, if you don't know these patterns, it's like I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, right? To at least know them. Some of them are pretty obvious. In this case, it's tough because you're making this higher high, and then you make a lower low, and then a higher high, and and it's like, what the hell's going on? It's like a whiplash effect. But in this case, you know, we do have lower lows happening. I would expect here, I'm going to get rid of this. I think that's the bottom. What you have to expect is a move down. So you have this little failure swing and possibly a move down. Now, could this stop? Whoops. Could this stop somewhere within this range and then pull up and create a higher high? Yes, but you have to break this high. So yeah, and then you have to ask yourself, where's the low, right? This is the low. What created it? This high. So that's your range. So once you break that range, you're pretty much clear to go specifically to this next liquidity target. But yeah, you got some room there. I think BTC looking a little bearish. I think that would be a swing short for BTC. And you're kind of middle ground. I don't love that. So if I was going to swing trade this, I'd want to, let me just take my premium and discount and move it up. If I was going to swing trade, I'd want to go from swing to swing. I want to take trades up here. So I'm probably not going to take that. I'm not going to take well, I wasn't planning on it anyways, but I wouldn't be taking that trade down. Look at the VIX breaking out just like we pointed out earlier. Damn, that's crazy. What do we notice about this candle? Somebody tell me. What is going on here? What is happening? Are we getting faked out, guys? Huh? What's up with that candle? Tell me. Come on. We got 30 people in here. How many people we got? We all the way to 24 people got their W's and left. That's messed up, man. That's messed up. I better see 8 wins posted right now. What do we see about this? Do we not know? Who do we got in YouTube? Are the same people in YouTube in my private chat? Because I think there's like 2 people in here. Is it the same people? What's going on? Oh, we got 4. Now we got 4 people. YouTube is promoting my channel right now. I'm crushing it. I got 4 people in here. Sick. What do we notice about this wick? I mean, wick. Oh, wow. Thanks, guys. What do we notice about this candle, man? On the VX. What is unique about this? Let me zoom out. Well, do I have to tell you? With YouTube, I do. YouTube is quiet. I think some people in here are from, I got Frank saying, let's go, Mike. I got Eurotech, what's up, Mike? I got another guy saying hi. I'm pretty sure everyone in there is in my trading community, which I love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. But I don't really have many people commenting in here and saying what they think when I ask a question, because I just don't have enough people in there, I guess. Or they just don't know, which is fine. Maybe they have me on mute and they're just looking at my chart and they're like, oh, okay, he's got a long setup, he's got a short setup. Cool. I'll mark that up. But they don't stay. So that tells me they're not even really trading. All right. So what do we see about what do we say about this? Yeah, there's no bottom wick. There's no bottom wick on that candle. So that's super suspect. Usually those wicks get filled. Here you can see no top wick, it got filled. Here you can see no bottom wick, it got filled. Here, any of these bottom and top wicks that you see, price will come back and typically create the bottom or top wick, because candles have wicks. That's just what happens. Let's go to 4 hour. That's a 4 hour. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. To think that this is going to continue to the bottom of the range, maybe this is a nice little fake out breakout. So what we can do, how do we manage this trade? Well, we can go down on a really low time frame, say a 1 minute. Right now we're trending down. So we could make rules, my friends. We can make rules. So ultimate liquidity target's down here. That's the bottom of the range. That's where all of the liquidity is at, down here. It's very obvious, especially when you go to a 4 hour time period or a daily, right? So this is obvious liquidity level. All right, so what we can do is we can manage this trade on a 1 minute, 3 minute, depending on whatever you want, a 30-second. In this case, we had our leg down. We had a consolidation with a pullback, testing what we would consider the shelf. The shelf would be our one strat for life model. Price never got up there. It created another leg down. Here is the shelf. Price came back, tapped. Let me blow this up big. So this is a 1 minute time frame. Everything is fractal, so market is moving the same as if it was a daily time period, right? So market comes back, retest the shelf. You can see with that wick right here, a little bit of a wick test, closing a little bit of that inefficiency, grabbing orders, creating another leg down, consolidation. Here's your consolidation. This is what you can consider your manipulation. That's fine. And then your distribution down again, creating another leg. So if you're still holding that short, you are in pretty good profit. I mean, that's a pretty nice move right there. Should make up for anything else. Now, once you create this leg down, what should we expect? Leg down, retest of the shelf, consolidation. This could be consolidation down here, then leg down, right? I'm not saying this is I don't know how fast or how short, how quick this is going to pan out. Now, what do we know? Well, we also know this is a daily low. So that's why I put these little circles. So that way when price gets there, I'm not like, I'm zoomed in on a 1 minute. How the hell would I know this is a liquidity target, right? That's why we mark our chart up. So now I know we grabbed high time frame liquidity. So checking that out, that's previous daily low, right on. BTC is dropping. Let's see. The VIX still breaking out. BTC crossed my line there. So it looks like it's going to create that inversion we were talking about. Yeah, we got 14 minutes to go. Wow, really didn't move this entire hour. That's crazy. That's a very small candle for this hour. I would imagine this might push the last 10 minutes. 5 minutes, get a push down. What are we at? 55.7. Yeah, still a sell for me. Mentally, I'm selling. My actual account, I'm in this short. Let's see, what am I up? Oh, just under 500 bucks. Nice, there it is. Live account showing you guys as always. So just under 500 bucks. 500, just over 500. Let's go. All right. Well, I got about $400 to go. So it's unfortunate that this was the smaller trade. I'm glad I got in, but it's just unfortunate it was a smaller trade. That kind of sucks. It's all good. I'm glad that we got the direction right. I'm glad that we read that correctly. Are you guys doing all right in chat, everyone? Type W if you got a W, man. Let me know you're alive. There you go. What up, Eddie? Good job, Kevin. Let's go, aggressive Mitch. You're on your 20th win for the day. Lauren, nice. Michelle, nice. Renee, Justin, Jonathan, sweet. Robert, we grab that liquidity. It's time for the markets to turn around now. Yeah. The only thing is, man, and I hear you, we're looking. If we see it, we're looking. So how do we manage this drop, this trade? How can we stay in this trade smart? And this is how you let your runners really ride, right? Your winners just ride. How do you do this? Well, I'm showing you the best way that I can. We're down on this 1 minute. Okay, there's your consolidation. You had the manipulation to the shelf. You had your next leg down. Check it out, guys. Look, same thing, right? So you had your leg down. This would be your consolidation. There's your manipulation, testing the shelf. This is all I can go off of. This is all I have. This is all the data that I have, right? But you can clearly see this is a shelf, right? Market retest a shelf, back down in the consolidation range. We don't know exactly what that range is going to be. It could be 2 candles, 1 candle, usually more than 2 though. This range could be here, right? This could be the range. Maybe it doesn't leg down this particular minute, right? Because it's a minute time frame. But you want to get that distance. You want to get that nice volume like you see here, like you see here. You want to get that volume. Then you want to get a consolidation somewhere. Then you want to get that retest of the shelf with the wick, which you clearly see here. Now, what happens if market closes above this, I'm going to mark this out. It's a 1 minute FEG. Where is my 1 minute? I'm tripping. All right. So if the market closes above this 1 minute FEG, what do we know? We know that we grabbed high time frame liquidity. Check. That's step one. What else do we know? We know that market is showing early indication of closing above this FEG. So any trade that we're in short on, we need to at least manage that trade, make sure that we are managing that trade. Your stop loss right now, if you're following price and you're doing a trailing stop, here's your shelf up here that was already tapped, right? So this is a safe place to put your stop. Once you consolidate, create another leg down, you move this to the top of that range. Okay, that's the range. Once you tap here and you move down, price has no business going above that tap. None. If it does, you should be out of the trade. So that's where your break even stop, not break even, that's where your trailing stop should be if you're going to trail your stop. That's how you manage your trails with structure, right? So you look and see based on structure, based on inefficiencies, how you can better manage your trade once you're in the trade and let these winners really ride. Because a lot of people, they'll just take their their wins early because they see that they're up and they don't want to lose the money. How many people feel like that all the time? You take your wins too early, you let your drawdown go in too much drawdown for your losses. That's what most people do. Back to the checklist. High time frame liquidity, check. Yes, right here. Okay. Market structure break. Thank you, Robert. Do we have a market structure break? No, we don't. So on a 1 minute, where would that be? Well, luckily we're consolidating. We have a little bit of what I would consider like consolidation swings, but honestly, it's not very clear. So this would be the swing point for your break of structure. And you're right back up to an area where honestly, you should probably be looking at shorts and at least waiting until this either does or doesn't pan out. Look at the 15-minute chart over here. You got a one strat for life setup right here. So I would definitely not be taking longs if this is my break on a 1 minute and this is where I'm looking to get in. We have a fair value gap. Look at all the gaps, man. We have huge gaps above us. So these typically act as resistance. I'm not gonna long into those, especially since the 4 hour is still in a short. So I would probably be waiting now. I'd be waiting, especially since we broke out of this range. This looks like, to be honest, guys, we could go all the way to the bottom. No problem. So we could go all the way down here to the bottom, right? Now, I'm not saying you do that in one fell swoop, right? But this is an area you just got to be paying attention to. The previous daily low is something you got to pay attention to. Let me blow up this 4 hour candle over here. All these wicks are liquidity, but this previous daily low makes a lot of sense to me. So let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. Then you got your next previous daily low down here. Mark that out. Oh, looks like I didn't have that marked. That's a session low. So this is your New York session low. This is actually your previous daily low is down there. I'm going to mark this previous session low. It's a 4 hour, is it? Let's see. Yeah, that's a 4 hour. Okay. I'm going to move this liquidity target since it's already been grabbed. Move this down here. That's our next liquidity target. And right now, you know, you're at a pretty good risk to reward. I mean, my entry wasn't the best, but yeah, guys, looking okay. I mean, not bad. Not bad. We're 100 points off of Monday's low. Yeah, I think we probably swoop down. I don't see a reason why not. I mean, we'll see, right? I also told you over here we opened up with a gap to start the week and we never filled it. So actually, I'm going to keep this 4 hour over here. I'm going to go to the lower time frame. Go to like I'll go to the 5 and then swoop left. Right there. So you got a gap that was never filled right here. It doesn't have to fill it. It's just interesting, you know. So I'll put this over here. If price ends up going that low, that'd be pretty wild, but it could definitely do that off of a news day like today. You typically see that price moves significantly more. You guys good? I got a text. Hold on. You thought you lost me? Was I frozen? Was I sitting still? Yeah. Sorry, text. Oh man. All right, we're a couple hours going on a couple hours in now. I got on a little early today. Um but having fun with you guys. Honestly enjoyed this last trade. This was pretty cool. Yeah, pretty good overall. And let's see here. So 567 on the live account, not bad. Not too shabby. Obviously, I wish I had full lot size. The lives are unbeatable. You feel like you learn more and more each day. Thanks, Lauren. Cool, man. Yeah, we do it every day, Monday through Friday, man. You gotta love that, right? Look, I'm like the reason why I told Troy, I was like, I'm gonna be trading anyways, so I might as well do it with you guys, right? The last trade was your best yet. Cool. You feel like you're learning. Cool. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I mean, look, we had a setup to go long, didn't work out. All good, it happens. But this last setup was the killer, obviously, right? So we can't ignore what we just tapped though, that previous daily low. We also can't ignore time. It's getting into 10 o'clock. We had that 9:30 reversal, pretty perfect. It's New York time, 9:30. Pretty perfect reversal from the top. Market opened and told us it wants to go lower, right? So here we are managing this trade. And should we expect a pop? I think so, because we never went back into this 15-minute gap, right? So here it is. So let me go down to this 1 minute, be very clear. So there's your volume right at the end of this hour candle, leaving us a nice, what that's leaving here is range. So see that wick right here? This is giving us range. This is a very smart thing. Traders taking profit right before that hour closes. You got 1 minute to go for the hour closes. So that's a range wick. And ranges typically in the direction of market structure will get filled. Let's see how this first hour opens up. Looks like it's opening low. So you see the first move is down. Being that the first move is down, I'm exiting my trade now. Out. So I'm out. That was a good little run. Reason why I'm exiting is because that move down so I'm out like right in here. The move down, opening low, leaves us no wick on top. So what do we know about no wick candles? We know that typically price will go and create a wick, right? So if I'm trying to manage my trade and be smart about it, I know that if we just pushed up and created an inversion, let me go to this 1 minute time frame so I can show you what I mean. Here is the 1 minute right there. Okay, we didn't quite create that inversion, but we did move down first. Wick tested, pushing off this this area of consolidation. Doesn't mean that you can't go lower, but it's just a sign. And if I'm going to manage my trade, I want to always be managing the smartest I can possibly manage. If we go up here and create a top wick, what most likely are we going to do on a 1 minute? Well, most likely, if we create this top wick, it is very highly probable that we actually close a candle body above the range and creating an IFVG. So this would change to a 1 minute IFVG. I'm anticipating this, right? So if that happens, that to me is a sign, right, that we could be potentially reversing up to a higher shelf or up to a higher time frame shelf like this 15-minute that I've pointed out, and we're overextended. So what happens when we overextend? Look, what happens when we overextend? Well, we typically push back, right? So this is a nice overextension of what, 600 points? No, not 600, 300, sorry. Yeah, 320. So does it mean we can't go lower? No, we could potentially extend down here, and all of this could be a wick on a 1 hour. Or we don't have a top wick on that 1 hour. We continue to push down. We go to the very bottom of the range and then eventually make our way back up to retest the breakout zone or some type of equilibrium, which could be, if you're measuring from the top all the way to wherever this goes, let's say it goes to the bottom of the range, some type of equilibrium at 50% or close to it. Typically, price will at least go back to 50%, just the way the price moves. So I feel pretty good about the way that was managed. Could you get more out of that move? You could potentially get more out of it, but again, I feel pretty good about the way that was managed. I did not wait for the retest of the breaker because of the way that price was moving. So kind of yeah, just to kind of explain that real quick. For you, Kevin, and anybody else. Let me go down to, I think it was a 5 minute. Yeah. So we had a 5 minute. This was, I extended it to the 15. So these are 15 minutes, but it says 5 because that was the original idea. And the 5 minute breaker was like right here. Right. And then this was the 5 minute gap. Huge gap. So price could go anywhere in that gap. So your entry could be anywhere. If you ladder order and you start stagnating your orders like this, the problem is if you only get one off, you're really not getting a great, like for me, like I made like $500 on that trade, right? Because I only had a tiny order. When my order before that was actually a really low lot sizing, um, but I let it go to 0.5%. So I lost 0.5%. And in this case, on this last trade, let me go to my account for the day. Here you can still see. You see, you guys, I'm, whoops, my camera died. Hold on. All right. So, see how the account is still negative? I'll put this, whoops. Okay. Well, I clicked the wrong button. Let's see. Anyways, yeah, still, yeah, I know you guys can see it. So it's still negative and negative 500. So I made on that last trade, I made $400. But I only got one of these trades off and it was a low lot size, right? So here goes the inversion, right? So you inverse off of a high time frame liquidity grab. The reason I got in, let me just finish this. The reason I got in right here, let me see the 1 minute. Yeah, right here. So we had a retest. You can see right here. We had this retest. It just didn't quite push, right? So I saw this thing kind of flailing around right in here. I think this is around where I got in. And that's pretty much where I got in. I just decided that if I'm not going to see that push quickly, then I can just stagger my orders like this, possibly 2 to 3. And 4 orders would be a normal size for me, right? So I just decided to do that. There goes the top wick, forming the top wick. So there you go. That was a great way to get out of that short. That was a perfect way to get out of that short. And you can see after we create the IFEG, it just takes off. So a nice solid recovery taking place. And really what this is price moving back to an equilibrium, price also retesting the breakout and the area that, well, what's happening here? People are taking profits, obviously. Traders are taking profits. At least that's what I think, right? We don't really know, but it seems like traders would be taking profits back up to some form of equilibrium. And now, since price has shown itself, this breakout, you're going to get two sides of the coin. You're going to get traders who now see changes of character. So now we're technically in a downtrend on a 4 hour, on a 1 hour, on a 30 minute, on a 15 minute, and on a 5 minute, all the way down to pretty much the 1 minute right now. And that 1 minute doesn't really get broken, honestly. Like, let me go to the 1. Do you consider this a swing point? Maybe, but let's just go to the 3. Let's just be fair. Come on, guys. Look at the 3. You don't break it until the top. So you might as well just say, unless we fully recover and this is some type of fake out, which it could be, that you don't really change character until the top of the range, the very top of today. So the high of day is your change of character. So with that being the case, you'd have to see a pretty significant move right here going up. Okay, so now you zoom out to a 15 minute. This makes a lot of sense. You have a nice fair value gap. You have your shelf up high. So you have your high shelf. This is the shelf, right? So that definitely could be tested. You just have to know that could be tested. All right. You also have to understand that if you're going from the top to the bottom and you're Fibonacciing this, right, that your 0.618 is going to be a little bit higher. So you're going to be up here. Here's your 0.618. That really kind of coincides with that shelf almost perfectly. So you just have to understand that that could happen. That is something, price could go there and your short idea could still pan out. Reason why I'm using a 15-minute time frame instead of a 5 is because lower time frame liquidity, that 5-minute liquidity level right down here, already got grabbed. You understand? So I'm not going to use a 5-minute liquidity level. I'm going to use a higher time frame liquidity, even like a 30 or a 15 or a 1 hour. And you can see even on a 30, this is high time frame liquidity. This is previous daily low. We still have Monday's low. This is Tuesday's low, right? No, this is Tuesday's session. So really you just got, honestly, you got Friday's low, you got Monday's low right here. Okay, so this is Monday's low. This is Tuesday's session. Oh, wow. Okay, that dipped pretty quick. So that was Tuesday's low grabbed. That's high time frame liquidity. So technically on a 4 hour, let's just zoom out real quick, go to the 4 hour and check out where we're at. Yeah. So actually, yeah. So check this out. I'm going to put this on. This is not going to be a fib though. This is going to be from swing to swing. This is where people get really confused too. So what is this? This discount, right? That's discount. If I had a move there and it was obvious, I would take that. I would take it up, even though it's sort of counter trend trading, but I would take that up. Well, you just don't have that right here. You know, we just don't have that. So we don't have a move off of that time period. We have that 15-minute nice clear break of structure, leaving a breaker block. So here's your breaker off the 15. I'll go ahead and relabel that. Here's your 15 fair value gap. Go ahead and relabel that as well. So what I would expect is, and I already know that this is going to be my 0.618 fib. So you want to type that in, whatever you can. Just so I know it coincides. Get rid of the fib. And there it is. Obviously that trend line break, just an idea. It's not something that, you know, what I can tell you is that whenever I see moves like this, it's usually followed by continuation. So go to the 1 minute. Like if I wasn't in a long on Crazy Horse, this would have been a short because it has my entire setup for a short. So I think we come down. I think we do grab Friday's low eventually, but Monday's low I think is the next target. So if that's what I'm thinking, then when price gets back up here, I can definitely maneuver and get into another short position and possibly hold it on a higher time frame. Which means what? Well, it means just my setup is going to be a little different. Instead of a 5-minute stop loss, I'm going to have a different type of look. This is going to be more of a daily setup. So I'd probably have a deeper stop loss to the highs. And why is that? Because my risk reward is still good. My ultimate target is Friday's low. I got a 1.7 risk to reward. I could even extend this higher and get a 1.5 and be really safe, really comfortable. And how can I make this a cheap trade? Well, this is the 15-minute time frame, right? So if price closes a candle body, I'll change the color of this. Let's say we have some green candles. If price closes a candle body above this 15-minute FVG, creating an inversion here where I would have to relabel this. Sorry guys, hold on. I'd have to relabel this yellow to an IFVG, an inverted fair value gap. Or I could say if price closes above the 0.618. So it depends on your rule, right? I could say if price closes above this breaker block, then I'm just going to call it. I'll be out sooner. My ultimate, like what I would want to see from price is the idea is that price barely taps this, gets into this, maybe halfway, something like this, and then retraces and goes down to the low. That would be like my prime, what I would want. That's my ultimate trading idea. Now, if you don't know this setup, then you're not going to have a trading idea. You're just going to be lost, right? So that's the benefit of having a trading model like we teach. And for those of you that are, do we have anybody new trading with me today? Type new in chat if you're new trading with me, just to get a feel for the room. I don't know if anybody's still in here 2 hours later, but I spend quite a bit of time with you guys. Shut up, Robert. No, don't do it, Robert. Don't you do it. Love you, Rob. Cool. Day one, and every day is day one for Rob. Awesome. David, welcome, bro. Welcome. Awesome, man. Really on a lot longer than usual today. Yeah, guys, say what's up to Dave. Cool. But we do this Monday through Friday in the live room. So if that's ever something you want to join, feel free. But yeah, I mean, where you're going to get the most learning experience is kind of seeing it done. There's not enough videos I can make to try to teach everything. You know, I got people that have been trading with me in here for a year plus, and I feel like I have a hair. I have a cat, and my house is clean. I don't have, cat hair everywhere. I hate that, but like she does shed quite a bit. But yeah, after trading with me for like 6-7 months, you know, never traded before, never ever traded before. They're hitting live accounts. They're doing futures accounts with funded accounts. They're doing, I mean, I have so many people that have done that. It's really cool. It's 115 there. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Wow. That's commitment, brother. Do you have a win today? Okay. Did you trade today or are you just observing? You just watching? Okay, cool. Okay. So the whole benefit of being in here with us is obviously between sleeping. So you're like falling asleep taking trades. Yeah, it might not be a great time for you to actively trade. You might need some Red Bull before. That's pretty funny. But the benefit is that like we're not even finding trade setups some days, right? We're gonna be patient. We're gonna take trades that make sense, and I'm gonna walk you through the reasons why I'm taking those trades. Um, and there's all sorts of different setups with different reasons. Um, because the market is so volatile, and it gives you different things on different days, right? So every day is a new day. Every day is just a new setup. But a lot of times so after doing it for 7 years, you start seeing patterns, and it's not like those patterns play out the same every time. If that were the case, everyone would be rich. But what's cool is you kind of see some things that are like, okay, this has a higher probability to do this, this has a higher probability to be really solid. Whereas this other one doesn't have as high of a probability to be solid. So you start weighing out probabilities, because that's what trading is about. It's about guessing your best guess, your best judgment call based on what you believe the best probabilities are. So what I see a lot of traders doing is they'll get into trading, they'll learn some market structure, they'll learn some stuff, they'll get decent, and then what'll happen is they'll get to a place where they can't really grow. They're either stagnant and not really gaining any money, not really losing any money, just kind of like staying alive, which is really that's the first goal, is to just stay alive. But what happens is they'll do this. They'll start getting really confident with trades because they understand structure a little bit better, and they start putting their stop loss really close like this, because they've been taught by all the people that are actually losing, which is this is a great statement. I love this statement. They're taught by 95% of the things that are out there. They're teaching you. 95% of people are saying do this, right? If 95% of people are saying do something and 95% of people are losing, why the hell would you do that? Why? You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at the market. I'm like, what is the 1% saying, right? And so the way I see it, I've worked with hundreds of traders, and what I notice is that their stop losses are too close. They want something like this because they see this, because they've been taught you need a really high risk to reward in order to be really profitable with trading. And so, as you guys already know, I disagree with that, right? And that is not true. So anyways, widen out your stop when you first start to trade, and when you want to get profitable. Even if you want to get to a place where you would just want to get break even, that's the first step. Give yourself room then, man. Stop trying to be in and out of trades thinking you can predict 30-second market moves. That's stupid. It's just dumb. Honestly, it's just dumb. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying when you first start trading, when you're trying to get profitable, that's dumb. I'm not saying you can't do it. I do it all the time, right? You see me. I've traded on the 30-second, I've traded on the 1 minute, but I've been doing it for 7 years. There's just a difference. I don't know what to tell you, you know? So you just got to be careful. Everyone with me on that? Does everyone understand that? Everyone good? Does that make sense? Ooh, dude. What do you got there? A little break even stop. What are you trading? What is that? Trading view. I don't even know what that is. Oh, crude oil. Nice. Okay, sweet. Oh, that was the wrong one. Hey, I like it, man. Crude oil. Let's go. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest mistake traders, in my opinion, make. I've worked with hundreds of traders. The benefit of like, I've gotten to see, I just put myself out there. I mean, I didn't think that I would be, running a group with 1,000 members or anything like that. No way did I want that or believe that I was going to do that or thought that, that was never a thought. But now that I'm there, I'm like, all right, well, I have the benefit of having worked with hundreds of different traders. And I see a very clear pattern. Like it's so clear, dude. Like once you teach it and you start working with people, you're like, you just know right away pretty much what people's issue is without really digging too much, And so, yeah, stop losses getting hit, having too tight a stop, especially because a lot of new traders come in, they're like really excited. And I get it, man. Anytime I feel like I don't know something and somebody brings me something that's interesting and I'm like, oh, maybe this adds an edge to my trading, I go gung ho on it, man. I go deep. Like, how far does the rabbit hole go? I'll keep digging. But the problem with digging and adding to your tool belt, adding, is that at some point you have to fixate. And I say fixate because my personality is one where, like, if I don't understand something or I don't know how to do something that I want to do, like music for me was kind of a big deal. And I learned how to produce and I learned how to write. And I'm in a production studio right now. Like, I was a signed artist for many years and wrote for other artists and had a great time. And the thing is, if I don't understand something, I have a problem and I fixate myself until I get it. Like, I just hunker down and just spend, stupid amount of time. Like, anyways, with trading, it was like that. And the reason why I felt like it was worth it is because of the position I'm in now. Because, I'm a, oh, nice. There you go. Because I make profits trading and not many people can make profits consistently trading. That's it. That's all I wanted to do was like be a profitable trader. You know what I mean? So to do that just takes a lot of dedication. It takes you fixating. So you learn all this stuff. I've studied ICT. I've studied smart money concepts, all this stuff, man. And what I learned is like the thing that got me profitable wasn't a particular one individual entry model. It wasn't that. I teach one because that is the fastest way I believe for you to get to a place where you're profitable. Right. And you guys are living proof. We got 21 people in here. We had more earlier. It's been 2 hours. I get it. But there's been a lot of people. Dude, I've had people leave this group like blessing me, saying, hey, I thank you for putting this together. I'm a profitable trader now. I'm often doing my own thing because I'm doing futures and I have a funded account, yada, yada, yada. You look at James, he's like in our group still, right? But he's not trading with me live anymore. What's he doing today? Trading his prop account, making money. He posts the wins in our community, but he's not in here anymore because he's got his own style. So he took what we did and he morphed it into his own thing. And I think that's kind of the point, right? So most important thing in trading is learning what you do after you're in the trade. And you guys, I'm like beating a dead horse. Like, I know a lot of you guys already know this and everything, but that's the most important thing is after you get in the trade, what are you doing? And before the trade is very important too. That's another 50% of it. But I don't think people give a lot of credit to the after part, right? Before the trade, you need to make sure you're not risking too much. Light sizing makes for fun trading. It just does, man. If you're in trading for the thrill of it and to get all like high off of like, oh God, I don't know what could happen. I'm so nervous. Oh God, so much money's online. Like, you're so screwed. Like, you are so screwed. You're going to lose your money. You have to feel very comfortable, very confident. And then outside of the feeling is, like I said, after you enter the trade, what are you doing to manage it? That's why we got out on that short earlier perfectly. That was a perfect exit. And we rode that down on a 5 minute time frame. That was a beautiful 100-point plus move. And we got out because price said high time frame, previous daily low, grabbed right there, boom. 1 minute inversion, nice break of not break, I'm sorry, but the 1 minute IFVG right here, right, showing us momentum to the upside after a high time frame grab. Why would I risk that? That's my shelf on a 1 minute, boom. We close above the shelf. Why would I even stay? So on this pullback, when we opened that new hour without a top wick, there was no top wick, remember? Came down. I'm like, dude, what do you think this is going to do? It has no top wick. Most hour candles, just go back. This isn't like rocket science. What do they have? They have a top wick. They have a bottom wick. So if I see a new hour open low, that's what we call opening low, then, and we just grabbed high time frame liquidity right here. Like if I go left, right, So I have to assume that that's going to create a top wick. And on top of that, on a higher time frame now, we have a one strat for life setup. This is the setup that I teach, right? So we have that setup right here. The setup itself is not hard. The setup is, if you know a little bit about trading, I think the setup is the easiest thing in the world to learn. You don't have to understand everything about a fair value gap. You don't have to understand everything about candle structure, candle and the way that candles are formed. You don't have to know everything about structure. You do have to understand what a breakup structure looks like and the difference between inside structure and outside structure. You definitely need to know that. Like, you have to know that or you will not be a good trader, period. Well, I say this, if you want to scalp, you could be a good long-term trader for sure. You don't need to know jack. You don't need to know anything about structure if you're a long-term trader. Why? And go back last 50 years, what has the NASDAQ done? Right? Okay, well, then enough said. All you got to do is buy on the dips. What are the dips? Oh, I don't know, Bob. Just go out to a daily time frame and, I don't know. Like, all you need to know is swing points, really. You don't even know the structure. Here, Bob, anytime you have this happen, these little guys are called swings. Okay? So, like, when the market comes back down to one of these areas, one of these big ones, the real obvious ones, and you can just mark these. You just buy. Just buy, 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 buy. And guess what, dude? You're going to be like Warren Buffett, beating 90% of hedge funds if you do that. So you want to get good at trading, you don't even need to know the crap that I teach. You don't even need to know this stuff. To be a profitable trader, all you got to do is buy and hold. You just got to buy and hold the right things. You can't go to some new company and buy and hold some new company's stock hoping that it's going to be Apple someday. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we're kind of waiting here. I'm going to give it till, I'll give it another 10 minutes or so. I want to see if we tap into the zone. This is the setup for our second short for the day. Here's the thing, okay? And I want to be very clear. When we take this trade, where are we on the 4 hour? Right? Where are we? So the swing from high to low, we're in what? That's not a 4 hour, my bad. Let me go to the 4 hour. Sorry, guys. I was like, what's going on there? Hold on. Pull this back over. Okay, there we go. All right. When we take this trade, where are we? Just right at equilibrium, a little bit in premium, right? And what do we have tomorrow? News. Major news. Okay. So what am I getting at? I'm getting at the fact that would I much rather have a trade up here with this setup? Yes. That would be like the A plus perfect primo, I'm going to step on the gas kind of trade, right? This is still a good setup. Your setup is there, right? But you're just a little bit in that neutral territory. So it's not as premium. Um, what does that mean for me? Being that tomorrow is news. Well, it just means that when I get into this trade, I will probably manage it aggressively. So that means that if price ends up closing something like this, okay, if a candle, this represents a candle. If this ends up closing up above this range, then I'll probably just exit out. I know that's a 0.618. I have that marked. So price could go up there, tap. This is just a shelf area. It's just a zone. Just a little bit of subjectivity there. But if we close above the 15-minute FEG and create an inversion there, I have to respect that. We've already inversed this one and this one. So two of them. And this is actually a BPR. So a BPR is an IFEG, but the only difference is instead of an inverted fair value gap, it basically closes over the gap with one candle. So this right here just turned into a BPR right here. So that right there is a 15-minute BPR. So what does that really represent? You had it from the top. Look at from the top. That's a BPR. See that fair value gap? How one candle closes above it or over it, right? I'll just for anyone who needs to see that, there it is. All right. What that is it's basically signaling and signifying that like price might want to reverse. That's all. And you see we got held up in this fair value gap here. These are inefficiencies in price, and orders get left behind. So yeah, you can see we barely tapped into that. I haven't entered my short. This is a 15-minute time frame. Let me go to the 1 hour. I know we started this new 1 hour candle. So we got 30 minutes. Let me go to the 30-minute because I know we're about to end this. Let me see. This, what happened there? Hold on. For the 1 hour. Oh, so we just ended that 30-minute. My bad. Okay, so that's a 30-minute candle right there. Okay, so what do I want to see? I want to see not too much of a bottom wick on this 30-minute. I want this to go ahead and move up, tap into the zone. Possibly this hour might give us, if this hour pushes all the way up here, then towards the end of this 30-minute, and we don't have really a top wick on the hour. Do you see how I'm adding things up? So just stay with me, right? If this hour candle pushes up, right, and we don't really have a top wick, we don't have any range, right? We don't have anything, and it pushes in the zone, and it's close to the 30-minute candle ending, like the hour candle ending, and the next hour candle opening. Well, then I'll probably wait. Why would I wait? Think about it. Why would I wait for the next hour to open? Because I want the next hour to open. What do I look for? The top wick first. I'd love for that top wick to get going. And then as soon as we flip, boom, I'm in. Does that make sense? So that's like trying. It's not a guarantee, but it's just trying and using my better judgment. Now, what time is it going to be after this 30-minute ends? What time is it? This is where time goes into play. And I am going to enter this trade if we enter this zone. So just, I'll let you know. What time is it going to be? It's going to be 11, which is 12 New York time, right? That's lunch. That is lunchtime. Okay, guys, so there's that hour push. Nice push. I'm going to go ahead and enter that trade now. Okay, so there it is. Here's my live account. I'm in it to win it, baby. Okay, see it? Got it? Good? Cool. Yeah, so basically, I think the takeaway today is be patient, look at those premiums, those discounts, and once you're in the trade, this was a fantastic exit down here. I'm very proud of us getting out of that first short down there. So we'll see what this does. I don't like leaving, obviously, once we get into a trade, but reality is that either it's going to work or it doesn't. And I've already explained what I'll be looking for, right? I'm going to be looking for price to turn back down. Once it turns down, so the way that I would look at this is I probably end up managing this trade. Let me see. Let me go to smaller time frames. Always go down lower time frame once you are in a trade to manage it properly. Because this is how we're going to look at structure from a more micro point of view. So we know that this is a higher time frame trade. It's a 15-minute trade, right? So I want to be looking at the 3, the 5, the 1, but mainly like the 3 and the 5. And anything that can give me structure, more ideas for the trade itself. So take for instance, if I wanted to make this a very cheap trade, I want you to look right here. Now I'm going to explain what cheap trade means, and then I'm going to probably hop off. But look, here's a 3-minute fair value gap. So the reason why I have this 3-minute fair value gap is because it overlaps, right? Does it not? It overlaps. Okay. I could even go down to the 1, but I'm going to stay with this 3. If I wanted to make this a very cheap trade, I could make a rule that says if price closes over this 3-minute fair value gap, it's not what I wanted to do, then I could just exit the trade. And why is that a cheap trade? Because I lose less than I intended to. Could price just reverse there and go back down and then I win? And yet, yes. But this is why I call it a cheap trade, right? So if your position size is correct and you're not stressed out and you're doing the things that I'm telling you to do, which is be safe, protect your capital, don't trade with high lot sizes, be comfortable, then there's really no reason why you don't just hold this trade. And even if it goes into a little bit of drawdown, that's fine, because we know, we're smart, we could take from swing to swing up high, and we know that if we Fibonacci this, once again, going back to the fib, that's the wrong direction. Sorry, hold on. Let me get this one off because it's overlapping. Let me pull this one to the right. Let me do this again. I got to change the color on this because it's like impossible to see. Where's the color? Go darker. There we go. Okay, so you can see that. One more time. Wrong direction. All right. So you can see that oh, I already had it up here. It's been a long day already. All right. So yeah, we can see that 0.618 is back here. So price could easily go back there and tap before turning back down. But the structural, what I'm seeing structure-wise is downtrend. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. I hope that you had a good time today. I hope you learned something. This was a long session today, especially if you joined me early. I don't mind it being a little bit long because we had setups, so that's always fun. But yeah, keep your eye in here, seeing what's going on. Obviously, we're moving up right now, but doesn't really mean anything. Might be a full recovery. Who knows? NVIDIA did hold above that breakout line, which is interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. And wow. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Really? Wow. That 4-hour candle right here on the, remember what I said earlier, how it has no bottom wick? Man, that could be a fake out. Man, I tell you what, price is tricky today. I think it's very, very tricky today. So just be careful. I'm probably going to see if this ends up inversing this 3-minute, I'm going to dip out. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm not going to wait for it. Honestly, we caught that move going down. That was the best move of the day. And I'll have to rethink this. I'll probably go through and and just chart it out again from the top and see if there's anything I missed or whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys. Those of you that are trading tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow morning. If you're not, I'll see you next Wednesday right here. Be there, be square. I hope you guys got some value out of this. And if you're on YouTube, smash the like button. You know, smash it. Like, break your computer, dude. Just reach through and smash the screen. You know what I'm saying? But no, guys, feel free to like ask questions in school. Go ahead and drop your questions in school. Anything you guys have, be more than happy to answer it. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Cool, cool. All right. Ciao. Later, Lauren. See you, Michelle. We're going to see like a full recovery here before I get off. Oh, man. I feel like I'm going to hemorrhage money today from my account. It's all right. It's not that bad. Giving away that 500 that I just made, though. If this doesn't turn back around, I'm going to give it right back. All right. Dude, this might be a full recovery. I got to dip out. I'm out of the trade. I'm out. I'm going to just have to take the L for the day. It is what it is. I've been on one, man. But the $800 I was down turned into 1,000. Boo. And account went from 211. I thought I was going to get to 212 today, but down to 210.9. Oh, it's almost at 211. So, whatever. All right. I'm not horribly mad at it, but that's the way it crumbles sometimes. And this looks like a full recovery. Like, this looks like it's just taken off, right? It's just like a fake out, breakout. Now, I could be totally wrong. Maybe this 0.618 turns around, but I have to respect what it's doing right now. And that was my rule. So I'm just showing you guys I stick to that rule when I make it. That 3-minute was inversed. This could be a V shape, you know? And I'm looking at over here. What weirded me out was this VIX popping down and NVIDIA holding strong. These signs right here really had me. Yeah, very tricky price action. All right, so good luck, guys. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow morning. Be safe. Don't overtrade. Don't try to make it back. Like, I'm not doing anything on my account until tomorrow. Like, that's it for me. You know what I mean? 3 trades, honestly, one too many in there. That first trade probably could have gone bye-bye. But, you know, that is what it is. Okay, love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. See ya. Bye.